This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
Hey guys, this is Hardcore Country Mickey James, and you are listening to Wrestling POV podcast.
What's going on, folks?
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Gone. Here we go.
Bro, you gotta understand, man. Like things like this doesn't happen overnight. It's a build. You know, it took me 6 months to get to this 5-second shuffle championship, but it was back to back to back to back after the other overtimes and all this other stuff. Like people were emailing me, "Oh, Rick, you can do it, man. I believe in you." And it's just like when you have the whole world, literally the whole world on your shoulders, what else can you do but come out on top like I did last week? And you know what? We should just not even have an episode. We should just play the 5-second shuffle game from last week, and just so people can be inspired by the greatness. That's just my opinion. I really think that's
so
what we should
that
do.
would be the whole show right there.
The whole show, the whole episode. And you know what? So it can take up some time. We could loop it 3 times.
Oh God! Hey, is anybody else wearing their boots in this show? Because I know the shit's getting thick now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just getting started.
Building
man.
and building.
It's just getting. And let me tell you something. Like people on the street. Let me tell you something, brother. People on the street stopped me. They said, "Oh, can you sign this for me?" And it was a ticket from a cop, but he wanted my autograph. Like that, it's just like things like that just don't happen to regular people. But when you're a champion like me, things like that happen all the time, and I want to be private. I want to live my life privately, but you know, you got to give back to the fans. That's just who I am, man. That's what I do, and I'm willing to just keep on doing it. But just understand, if I'm with my family, just hey, Mr. Serrano, can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture? And then I'll give it to you. I'll do it. You don't have to stop me in the airport or anything like that. I will stop and I will do what I have to do.
He hasn't flown yet, but don't stop him at the airport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God! When did he become Eminem?
Listen, man.
Seriously.
Listen, it's one of the hardest things I had to do in my life is just give back to society and understand that I have a huge responsibility in this world, you know, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on doing it.
Well, we'll see if you can defend that title later on the show.
We don't have to talk about that. Like, honestly, I think we should skip it this week because last week was so great. I don't even think I should defend it for like another month. It should be that kind of like thing every month.
Well,
wait, you're bringing the 30-day rule?
I know, right? This ain't the 30-day rule.
Rule on this show. It's the 1-day rule.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, just know, if you think this is bad, if I win a second week in a row, don't show up next week, guys. I'm telling you right now. Don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. Well, last week we talked about or played the clip of Rikishi.
Wait 1 second. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we got our host, Tony Diaz.
Tony Diaz, that's right. That's
along
me.
with the $50 man.
What up?
Clay Cummings. We got the Dean Elio Canella.
What's going on?
We got the Scorpion King, who's eating a scorpion pop as we speak, Chris Peterson.
What up, peeps?
And the real reason why I interrupted you is so I can say the greatest wrestling POV champion, the 5-second shuffle champion, the third wheel, Rick Serrano the third. Hey, people.
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, man. It's just, you got to love it. You got to love it. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, Tony. You were saying.
So what happened last week, we played a clip of Rikishi voicing his opinions about the whole Jey Uso losing and all this other shit. And I don't know if he got backlash or he heard this podcast, but all of a sudden he apologized.
Yeah.
He apologized for saying the things that he said, and he said that basically that there's no ill will on the people that he was talking to or
The people
talking about.
the people he ill-willed.
Ill-willed.
Ill will.
Will-illed.
He was.
I
you
said
know
it
what
right.
No, you said it right. I'm saying he said there's no ill will towards the people he ill-willed. He definitely came at a lot of people talking about people should be fired. But the one thing I can appreciate about his apology was he's like, you know what? I am a father. And that's what he is. He's a father first. Before he's anything
fuck
else.
Jimmy, huh?
You know, yeah, fuck Jimmy apparently.
Fuck Solo. Huh?
But fuck who's Solo, you know? But I appreciate that. And, you know, I was a little hot last week, and I was coming a little bit hard on Rikishi, but I think he needed to hear that, and that's why he did apologize. He actually reached out to me and said, congrats on winning the championship. But I also heard what you said, and I apologize. And I'm going to apologize publicly. So I appreciate Rikishi coming through with that and understanding that what he said was wrong. And it takes a big man, no pun intended, for him to apologize on that behalf. I think that was a great move by him. It was a right move by him because, honestly, it's not the writers. Like, at the end of the day, you were upset because you thought your son deserved more as a father, but you were a wrestler. You're a Hall of Famer. You know that that's not how the business works.
Yeah.
You know?
And plus the points that we were throwing out there about Randy Orton.
Yeah.
You know, some of his title reigns that he had. And it's like, okay, what about Bryan Danielson? What about, you know, there's a bunch of people that had a shorter title reign than Jay did.
Yep.
And, you know, there wasn't really no backlash. I mean, there was maybe, you know, like, wow, that was quick or whatever, but that was it. It wasn't, nobody was really bitching about it. So, and I'm glad you brought that up with Randy Orton, you know, because that was a good point right there.
Yeah. And the thing is also, let's not forget Kofi had a similar run that Jey Uso had, and I think what happened with Kofi was way worse than what happened with Jay.
Yeah,
yes, it was.
Kofi lasted 8 seconds with Brock Lesnar. That just
how long was his title reign? Do you know?
We'll look it up. I can look it up while you guys discuss about Jey Uso definitely had it worse than Kofi, and
Jay actually had a match when he lost his world championship.
There you go.
I mean, plain and simple. That's the whole bottom line of it. At least he got to defend the title, even though he lost.
Yeah.
But with Kofi going in and getting an F5 pin, that's oof.
There was no chance.
I believe that was a season premiere of SmackDown that year.
Yeah, it was on Fox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? Kofi couldn't complain because his reign lasted 180 days.
There you go.
Wow.
So there's definitely no complaint. That's why he didn't complain.'s like, all right, guys, you know what?
I might have lost in 8 seconds, but
he
had it for 6 months. Exactly that. Yeah.
So. All right. So now I received an email. I was told not to open it until we started the show. I have it right here. I just got to click on it. So it's actually, from what I'm seeing right now, it's a video. So let's take a listen to the video.
Hey, bros of the Wrestling POV podcast. This is the legend Vince Russo, and I just want to congratulate my bro, Rick Serrano III, on winning the 5-second shuffle championship. Bro, this just solidifies him as the greatest WPOV champ of all time. Haters will hate, but there's no doubt Rick Serrano III is great. Tune in to the Wrestling POV podcast and all hail my bro of all bros, Rick Serrano III.
All right.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Wow. Wow.
Interesting.
And the crowd goes mild.
Wow. No, it's not mild. They hushed. They can't. What? The legend himself, Vince Russo?
The legend.
He called himself a legend.
I
beat that.
The legend, Vince Russo? Wow. The former world heavyweight champion just anointed me the king? All hail Rick Serrano III? Bro. cannot say it enough. Wowzers. Holy cannoli. Wow.
Wowzers.
Oh
Thank
my God!
you.
If he didn't have a big head before.
Thank you, Vince Russo, for accepting me as your king, as your champion. Thank you. And you know what? These guys on this podcast have said a lot of bad stuff about you. That ain't true. You are the greatest.
That's why you call him Vance.
Vance Russo. Yeah.
Well, because I needed you guys to accept him in some sort of way. What I have to say about Vince Russo is that he's the greatest, and Jim Cornette can eat shit. You guys are wrong. He's the greatest. Do you not hear how you hear the love?
And that was not AI, folks.
Definitely not. Definitely not. We will post a video if we have to. This guy loves me. I am the greatest, and he accepted me as the greatest. And now you, the people, need to do the same thing.
Well, at least he's a fan of the show, so.
Exactly. He definitely is. Like, come on, people.
Well, at least we know he's listening. At least we know he listens to the show, so that cat approved it. So
I gotta say, kind of hurt by the silence from you guys. Come on, Elio. Wow, Vince Russo.
I think we're both in shock.
I agree with Elio. It's totally shocked, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Yeah, true that.
The greatest. I was just anointed.
I'm just surprised that Clay is just like.
I'm lost for words at this point. I'm sitting back. It's been a hard last couple days, and now I'm hearing all this. Like, I don't know what to say anymore.
Clay, not even a why.
Why?
It is now. Listen, it's officially the start of the third dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. Vince Russo just anointed me the king, and you guys are my noble steeds.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
We are gonna ride off into the sunset, ladies and gentlemen. We can end the show right here. Are you kidding me, Vince Russo? Come on. Cut it out.
I think he's gonna have to come on the show to play the 5-second shuffle.
Well, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. He doesn't really watch today's.
If that would have happened, what if Vince Russo would have beat the third wheel?
Uh-oh.
See, don't do that. Don't try to cause a wedge between me and Vince. Don't do that. Don't do that. We here. We solid. We solid like a rock. We can win the tag team titles. We can do that.
There's no tag team titles.
No.
I can be the first ever.
Oh boy.
There's got to be one first.
That's true. There's got to be one first. Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. Well, thank you, Vince Russo. Appreciate that. That definitely put a smile on my face. And if you can see me right now, I'm cheesing. I love it. Thank you so much, Vince Russo. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for emailing and sending that video. I guess.
Oh my God.
I guess.
So be it.
He's gonna ask for that video. He's gonna ask for that video so he can save it for his montage at home.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I don't see why would you?
Yeah.
Right?
So.
Oh Lord. What else could happen on this show?
It's already been an interesting start, so I guess we'll have to see.
I guess, yeah, apparently.
Oh boy.
So let's go right into our Facebook post. Let's start off with, do you see Logan Paul winning a heavyweight championship? While you guys marinate on that, I'll take a couple questions here. Heather Kramer says, no way, not at all. He don't deserve that championship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I guess there's another person that don't like him.
Oh,
not very many people do.
Yeah. Jason Thayer said, no, he's too problematic in real life. Is he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He starts a lot of shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Eddy said yes. James Murr from Impractical Jokers, thank you.
Hey.
I see him going to prison.
Oh, damn.
You tell him, Murr.
Andrew Craig responded to him and said, that's funny. And then James Murr says at Andrew Craig and true. Thanks for being a fan of Impractical Jokers.
Well, there you go. Nice.
All right. Well, KP Young said, well, not anytime soon. He's hurt. Could miss a long period of time. Seems he tore his meniscus, ACL, and MCL in the tag match with Cena versus Cody and Jey Uso. But when he comes back, it's possible he has lots of potential.
Yep.
Wow. Well, is it the same knee that he did the first time with the match?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm not sure, but that right there is a red flag. If he wasn't already surrounded and draped with red flags, that's another red flag on his part. Now, here's the thing. Skill-wise, he's there, right? He has it. He also has this heel factor. But I feel like a lot of his heelish tendencies is manufactured, right? It comes from outside of wrestling. It doesn't come from what he actually says or does in the ring. He doesn't cut the greatest promos. A lot of his stuff is green, where he's just coming at the crowd and stuff like that, the easy, cheap heat that he does. His in-ring ability, he can't chain wrestle. He doesn't wrestle with telling stories and working body parts like the old school style. He definitely has this high-flying tendencies, and he can do a lot of aerial maneuvers. But when he's wrestling, I don't hear or see a story. And that's his weakness, I feel. And the whole thing with the friends always backing him up and always having like these nobodies that nobody knows. Have other wrestlers involved. Maybe I was reconsider it. But you have these nobodies that keep showing up and nobody knows who they are. Mm. You said it last week, Tony, that how he has really adapted to wrestling and how you can see him as a champion.
Right.
And if he makes these minor adjustments where he gets better on the mic or even has a mouthpiece, I think he might do better with somebody speaking for him. You know?
Okay.
Get rid of the drones, get rid of his friends, and I think we have potential here. But he also got to have respect for the business. He doesn't know a lot about wrestling. He just knows that he likes to jump around. I feel like if you learn the history about the business, you understand, you go behind the curtain and you learn the ins and outs of professional wrestling, I think people will respect him more. But a lot of people don't respect him because he disrespects the business with his ignorance, I would say. I say he doesn't really understand a lot. And he
what do you mean by that, though? How ignorant?
Like, he didn't know what a shoot was. He doesn't know what a work is. He doesn't know, like, the lingo. Learn the stuff that you're working in. Like, for me, I take pride in everything I do. As an educator, as somebody that, as a parent, every job that I do, I try to be the best that I can be. I.e. the 5-second shuffle. You know, you got to be the best, like I am. But you have to work hard at your craft. And he's putting in the physical work, but I need him to do the behind-the-scenes work, right? Build relationships with other wrestlers. Stop being an asshole outside of the business, right? It's just like he's got a lot of cleaning up to do personally, and I think in the ring he has to clean up. He has to learn the history about wrestling before we can anoint him or make him a world heavyweight champion. But he definitely has something about him that really puts him out there.
Okay. All right. Clay, what do you think?
You know, I agree on the most part with that. The talent's there for him. But here's my thing. If this was old WWE and Vince McMahon was running it, I don't see it just because he's green as can be, honestly, inside professional wrestling. Not technically the skills, just the out, like Rick said, the outside of it, everything, like telling the story wise of this. But in this version of WWE, especially with what he can bring in with ratings, I think WWE would put him as World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion at some point in the near future, just because ratings would go through the roof and people will be talking about WWE beforehand. Do I want him personally as a World Champion? No, I don't.
Nope.
I really don't, just for the fact that Logan Paul is how he is. And
I think he'll be the most hated WWE champion ever.
I think so too. And that's the other thing they'll see is people will react to him being a heel.
And that's what TKO is all about right now, right? That's bringing in that money. I will tell you this. He would be a champion in AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he would first day. I guarantee it in AEW. 100%. We got to get him to the top. We got to get people talking about AEW. Let's throw Logan Paul, just like, WCW did with David Arquette. Yeah. And look where that got him.
Yep.
But I think either way, though, I think his loyalty is with WWE.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't see him signing anywhere else.
Oh, it would have to be. He would have had to sign with AEW beforehand.
Yeah.
And speaking of David Arquette, he was a world heavyweight champion because of the great Vince Russo. So it happens.
Now he's the great Vince Russo.
Listen, man. Listen. It is what it is. When you get a shout out like that, anybody can be great. You know what I'm saying? But Elio, what do you think about Logan Paul as a heavyweight champion someday?
I mean, I guess I can see it, but like we all said, he needs to learn more about business. He needs to, and given these friends he always surrounds himself with, surround yourself with WWE superstars, other superstars that you work with,
right? And build them up, right? Give them
and learn from them.
Exactly. And give them a rub on, oh, you know what? Well, I got Austin Theory would do great with him. Right?
Yeah.
Grayson Waller would do great with them.
Austin Theory's been all over TikTok lately. Every time I open TikTok, I see a video.
And he's doing a lot of positive stuff. Talking about you guys got to keep on working and keep on doing great things because you're great. And I'm like, okay, so Austin is trying to flip the script here, the narrative on him being the jerk. So, but Chris, what do you think? Logan Paul?
No, I don't see him as heavyweight champion. Well, I agree with Tony that he'd be one of those hated.
Yeah.
I mean, you only see him every so often. He pops in for an appearance, then he's gone. You don't see him every single episode. So,
well, that's the problem with having celebrities coming into the business. Yeah. It's like their schedule is already manufactured months in advance, right? They already have. Oh, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. But Tony, after hearing all this, do you still stick to your guns? Do you still think that Logan Paul can be world heavyweight champion, knowing that he's not that great of understanding the business? As a wrestler, wouldn't you want your champion to understand the business?
Yeah, absolutely. But I still think that he'll be world champion one day.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
Oof.
Maybe by next year.
Oof.
Because he does, he does respect the business enough to train, as much as he has, when he was tag teaming with The Miz. And, you saw the stuff that he did. It was like, wow, the guy does respect the business. The lingos and all that'll come naturally, as time goes on for him. But I still think that, think that he'll be heavyweight champion by next year.
This is when I wish we had a locker room leader like an Undertaker. Now, I know I've gotten on Undertaker before for his Kangaroo Court stuff, but I think this is where he needs a locker room leader like an Undertaker to be like, yo, you're not going to come in here and disrespect the business. You're going to fall in line or get out kind of thing. And that's what they all did to The Miz. Remember, Miz, he wasn't allowed to dress in the locker room for months.
6 months.
Until he got it together.
But they would. I totally agree with you. They should actually bring that back.
Yeah.
Because Undertaker was the one that brought him back into the locker room.
Yeah, sure did. All right.
Look how many wrestlers got that I am it attitude, which they should be humbled.
Yep.
Agreed.
And I'm sure he got humbled a few times in the ring.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that there was some receipts landed on him.
Oh yeah.
During a match, some matches and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that he paid his dues. I don't think he has yet. But the potential is there. The attitude is there. And I just see them putting the title on him, and he's going to be the most hated man in all of pro sports.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I think that they will put it on him soon. I don't see it this year, but obviously he's hurt.
Yep.
But I maybe sometime next year, towards the end of the year, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, another post that we put up.
Actually, I get the numbers for this.
Oh, sorry, Elio. Go ahead. What numbers did you get?
So 53% said yes, while 47 said no.
Wow.
You had numbers too, right?
Yeah.
That
You should have been in a poll.
Super close.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So this on our poll, do you see Logan Paul winning a heavyweight championship? 51% said yes.
Wow. That's insane. And the fact that both you guys had your polls up and they were very close. 53 and 51%.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy. Listen. We'll see. We'll see. Crazier shit has happened in the wrestling business. So Vince Russo, my best friend, was champion. So
and responsible for the Attitude Era.
Yes,
So he claims.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So our next post that we had is we had a quick discussion about it last week. Who has the best spear? And the people that are on it is Goldberg, Batista, Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, and Edge. So while you guys marinate on that, Chris James said Goldberg in his prime, hands down. Well, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about now.
No.
Definitely not now.
No.
Jordi de Braun. France, maybe? I don't know. He said Braun Breaker, Roman, Goldberg, Edge, Batista. So he gave a list.
Yeah.
Broke it down. Josh Sanders. You want to take a wild guess who he said has the best spear?
I could take a guess.
Edge?
He says Edge has the best setups and memorable moments with his spear. Spearing Jeff Hardy in TLC. Now, as far as who has the best as of right now, I really think Braun deserves to be mentioned with how well he executes his spear. Are you guys a little shocked by that?
Not really.
Yes.
He's kind of right because Edge does have that memorable of I'm going to come after you, ripping at his hair, slapping at his face and all that stuff, wanting to hit that spear. He's definitely have the charisma of hitting the spear. But when it comes to actually hitting the spear, I don't see Edge as one being up there. But he definitely has memorable spears for sure. The one off the ladder is easily one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that. Darren Bongiovanni said Breaker. He picked Braun Breaker.
Okay.
Shay Walker picked Braun. So that's interesting. Sarah Goldwing said missing Rhino.
Well,
Rhino did the gore. Though.
Rhino did the gore, people. The
gore. Yeah. It wasn't a spear. It was a gore.
That's the answer that Rhino gives people when they talk about who does the best spear. He's like, well, I didn't do the spear. I did a gore.
Yeah. Who else does the gore besides Rhino?
Exactly.
Nobody. So he's one of a kind.
Yep.
Who else beats the Wiz? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Bobby Bomer said Goldberg. Picked Goldberg. Ruben R. Richardson said Bobby Lashley / Braun Breaker.
Boy. Why don't you just pick Braun? Just because Bobby's not on this list, bub.
Yeah.
we did mention him last week when we said was there anybody AEW that does it? But yeah, bro. Just we gave you 5 people.
Yeah. All right, guys, what do you think?
For me, honestly, and I might get a lot of shit for this, but Goldberg, I think, did the best spear. I really do. Just the intensity back then. And I know a lot of it had to do with the guys that were selling it. But, man, when he hits you, by God, he fucking hits you. And guys after, like just Braun Breaker in particular, I feel like got inspired by Goldberg doing the spear.
Yeah.
So I got to say the original one is Bill Goldberg and is the best spear. Just that intensity, that fire that he came after and hitting people was just made for it.
Listen, man, as much as shit that I give Goldberg, I was a Goldberg guy, bro. I love Goldberg. I thought Goldberg was better than Stone Cold during those Attitude Era. I was Team Goldberg, and I'm gonna be Team Goldberg here. He has the greatest spear. There is no way I can give it to Roman. There's no way I can give it to Batista or Edge. Braun is still new to the whole game. Yeah, he goes fast.
Braun's got some memorable spears now.
But for me, it's not about speed. It's about how hard you hit. And Goldberg, oh my God, and the selling. You're right, Clay. In WCW, they were selling the hell out of that spear. I got it. The originator, like you said, I got to go with Bill Goldberg.
Wow. Elio, what about you?
Actually, back then, I was like counting along every time Goldberg would pick up a win. So I gotta give it to him with that spear. The way he hits it, he angles himself right in, and then he just like drops his opponent.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what about you?
Straight up across the board with me, Goldberg. Like they said, once he hit that spear, they wouldn't get up. They wouldn't get up. It's like that spear was his finisher. Besides that pile driver that he would do, but it was literally the spear that would always hit him, and then you'd hear that smack when he hit him.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear it, and then the announcer goes, "Oh my God, he got him with the spear!" So straight up with me, old school Goldberg.
Clay.
Yes.
You win, right? You already said?
Yeah, he went.
Oh, okay.
He said Goldberg.
Well, my pick is going to be Braun Breaker.
Wow.
I think Braun Breaker has the best spear between all of them. Not just because of his speed. It's just because of the way he does it. It's like, that's a spear.
Yeah.
You know, when he throws his whole body into it. Yeah. That's a spear. Yeah. When he did that to Speed, oh my God, I thought he broke him in half.
Yeah, definitely.
That whole arena was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it was the spear that he launched down the ramp?
Yeah, that one. Remember? That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one. That one.
And the thing of it is, we're going to see more.
You heard it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Or the one he did right off of the ring steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my pick is Braun Breaker.
And it's not a bad pick. He's right really there. He's definitely number 2, in my opinion. You know, and it's funny. 4 out of the 5 of us we picked Bill Goldberg, but when we talk about him for Saturday Night Main Event, we fuck Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It's like we're talking about, obviously, like we said,
1999,
prime Goldberg. Yeah. We're not talking about 2025 Goldberg. So, yeah.
But you know he's going to do the spear regardless.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If this is going to be his last match, if he didn't do a spear, I don't see how he wouldn't.
But it's also being said that his knee is hurt and his shoulder is hurt. So how is he doing anything?
See, that's we'll talk about that later. But still, it's like, oh, boy.
Yep.
All right. Elio, did you do polls on this on your TikTok?
No, I didn't do this one because I have no way of putting. They only have like room for 2.
Room for 2. Yeah. All right.
If I were to put it as a question, if I was to put it as a question, like leave your comments. No one comments on these posts.
Start commenting on these posts.
I told you to comment.
Right? Jeez.
They like to vote. That's it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want their voices to be heard, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, so on our poll, 60% of the people went with Braun Breaker.
Wow.
That surprises me.
And in second, it's Goldberg.
Yep.
And tied for third is Edge and Roman Reigns.
No love for Batista then.
I agree with that.
Which, listen, Batista to me was known for the power bomb, and he wasn't really known for a spear or anything like that. So I get that.
He did that spine. He did the power bomb. He did this. Did he do the spine buster as well?
Yep.
Spine buster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but towards the end, a lot of people started hating Batista because he was just a big old crybaby. They started hating him.
It was his character.
A lot. Yeah.
I think that was his best work. Honestly, towards the time he retired, or
especially when he was in the wheelchair.
It was the most. It was the most he got to talk because they didn't really make him talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Yep.
Our next Facebook post we have is thoughts on if Vince McMahon were to buy the WWE again.
Yeah, go ahead, Clay.
Well, the thing is, to me, nothing surprises me anymore, and especially if Vince is watching the product, which I guarantee you he is. He's probably sitting in his couch trying to figure out what he would do, how he would do it. Hell, he's probably already booking matches still. That's not even, his thing. And he's got enough money to do it. He's a billionaire. I could see it happening at this point. With him wanting to get revenge back for TKO taking over Triple H, even though he is his son-in-law, I can see Vince, as the crazy man he is, doing it.
Well, that's the other thing. Let's not forget, he is still Triple H's father-in-law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? that's Stephanie McMahon's dad.
Yeah.
You don't think Vince is like, hey, Hunter, can I talk to you for a second? And while they go out to dinner and all that stuff, he's definitely there. He's definitely involved in 100%. Some way. And it's up to Paul, or Triple H, as some people like to call him. It's up to him to be like, hey, get out of my way. What are you doing? Right? So, I don't know. Listen, man. In this country, in this world, in the world of professional wrestling, it just seems like people get chance after chance after chance.
Yep.
Unless you go and do something crazy to the point to the extent of Chris Benoit, you really don't get blacklisted. Look at Jimmy Superfly Snuka, right? He was there for the longest of times. There's a lot of people that just get chance after chance, and they get invited back. So never say never when it comes to professional wrestling.
That's true.
Yeah. What do you think, Clay?
Oh, I already went first. I said it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah.
Dylan Neff said, "You mean the rumor he's trying to with the Saudis? I wouldn't watch, just like I don't watch when they're in Saudi."
Yeah.
Elio, what do you think?
I don't know. Stranger things have happened. First of all, if he did, the one good thing would be we wouldn't see any more of these stupid sponsorship logos on the mat and around the ring post, around the ringside area.
Yeah. You don't think so?
Yeah.
We never did when he was actually running the company.
Yeah, but what if he's looking at it as, you know what, that's a great idea. That's bringing me money.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think Vince thought that way. I don't know him personally. I know Vince Russo personally, but I didn't know Vince McMahon personally. So it was just just from our experience of people that watch professional wrestling, I don't think he's that kind of guy that's putting money before the business. He's definitely a businessman, but definitely he wouldn't put people come up to him and be like, hey, you know what would be a great idea if we put sponsorships in the ring.
Right.
And as soon as he it's just funny that as soon as he leaves, now we got 17 different sponsors on the ring. Yep. Because Triple H was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Oh, okay. There's nobody's saying no. So it's just everything is just getting thrown in there.
See, I think Vince is more the guy of my product and my wrestling will make me the money. I don't need anybody's help. And he's stubborn as fuck to be able to do that. So I can see
and TKO with their stupid, ridiculous ticket prices.
Yeah,
$40,000 packages for SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That is.
I think at Crown Jewel alone is $15,000 for receipts.
Wow,
that's crazy.
CR said the dictator is back. No, he's not.
No, we're saying if he bought the company back.
If he bought the company, exactly.
Pay attention to what's said.
Willis Wheeler said the ticket prices will go back to a decent price again.
Yeah. I think so.
I think so too. Yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
In all honesty, I think I would like Vince back because he had a lot more say so with the creative side, and he had some good ideas. I know, even though he included his family in it, but those are some of the most interesting ones too, as well. If you think about it, dude, he had his wife Linda McMahon involved in some of the skits,
right?
And it played for good TV.
WrestleMania 2000 WrestleMania 2000 when they had her in that wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to admit, when she was in the wheelchair, then she got up and everybody was like, holy shit. Then she freaking hits him right in the nuts. Boom! Everybody freaking just stood up and cheered her. So you got to think. I mean, how old he is and everything, there's a slight, maybe not. But in all regards, I think he'd bring back a lot of the stuff that we miss.
Okay. Joey Merle.
And that's my thoughts.
Joey Merle Hernandez says, not going to happen. Simple as that. He ruled for over 40 years, had his ups and downs, but time for someone else to take over. You did your thing, Vince.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's your POV.
Look how it's going with Triple H so far. Too many sponsors and not more championship matches than it should be.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I was hoping for a lot more from Triple H. Sorry, but he's not doing well.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Anything else before we go on to our last post?
Nope.
That's it.
Our last post, and I just knew we were going to get hatred for this.
Yep.
And we did.
As we should.
As we should.
Mm-hmm.
And we did.
Yep.
The post is Eddie Guerrero overrated?
Oh.
I'll read some of the comments while you guys marinate on that. Andy Lewis, he said no. Andy, what's up? Shout out to Andy.
Andy.
Working, he tore his tricep.
Yeah.
Oh,
tricep.
Hope you heal up fast, bro.
I told him not to arm wrestle me, but he wanted to.
He wanted to go with the 5-second shuffle champ.
That's exactly, man.
Isaiah Nigel said, if y'all say you're going to have to run a fade with me.
All right.
Noel Haro said no, his charisma was incredible. UD Uwalki said hell nah. Kevin Bromley said yes, he is, but the man earned it, so he definitely deserves to be overrated. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. We miss you. Sonny Michael said Eddie Guerrero is a legend, even in death, 20 years later, and forever will be a legend. Benito Ramirez said no. Teddy Kells said he would never be hell. He didn't even get his flowers while he was alive. They waited till he died just to show him respect. Kwame Susukanawa said hell no. He was and still is awesome. Rest in peace, Eddie. Jerry Novak said no, never. Stone Phillips said blasphemy. Blasphemy. Joel Manjarez said, hell no, one of the best wrestlers. Sad he's taken away so soon. Danielle Velasquez says, stupid post, get you blocked, at least at the question to your bullshit post. Well,
now you're blocked.
Exactly.
Damn.
Right? You commented on the bullshit post, so it was about you.
Yeah.
Eduardo Rodriguez said, who wrote this dumb shit?
Oh, shit.
Huh? I didn't want to post it. I told you no.
Me and Clay were the same thing. I don't know about this.
Listen.
You got a lot of.
Richard White said no. He was great. He had more charisma than most anybody else, and he could do anything in the ring.
Yep.
Vito Targilli said only marrying Vicky in ring. He was the best. Jay Gannon said underrated. He's a GOAT candidate in every area except box office draw, but he's no slouch in that area either. Daz Leah said, get the fuck out of here. Darren Fuller said no. Chris Bott said one of the worst questions I've ever seen. Jason Lasseter said that this man was one of the best wrestlers to ever cross the threshold of wrestling. He had the attitude, the following, and the man could wrestle. I don't think someone is overrated when other wrestlers use his signatures and finishers. Also, the Judgment Day. Rey Mysterio and several others are keeping him alive. Dominic is today's Eddie. He will adapt to it soon. Of course, everyone has their opinions. That's just mine. Matt House said most people who die young happen to get overrated and everything.
Darren does have a point.
Love that comment.
Darren Roon said top 10 of all time in my opinion. Franklin Evans responded to him and said nope. Oh Lord, a lot of hatred towards that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of hatred.
I knew we were going to get flagged.
Dominic Stuckey said hater talk. Yeah. Jason Todd Keys said hell no. And one more. Joey Merle Hernandez says, what the fuck? No, why would someone think that? So, guys, explain yourselves after reading all that.
So, I'm the one that started it, so I'll start here right now. Yes, I said last week Eddie Guerrero is indeed overrated. The man has been spoken about almost on a weekly basis for a good amount of time in the last couple of years. It's been 20 years since his passing. He passed away in 2005 at the age of 38 years old. Now, I did my homework, did my research on Eddie Guerrero, and I'm going to share with you guys what I came up with. So, Eddie Guerrero in WCW was a 2-time Cruiserweight champion and a 1-time U.S. champion. In WWE, he was the WWE champion that he won. His one only WWE champion was in 2004 at No Way Out against Brock Lesnar, and then he defended that title at WrestleMania 20. He was a U.S. champion. He was a 2-time European champion and a 4-time tag team champion. Wrestling Observer gave him as best on interviews in 2005. He was the most charismatic for 2004 and 2005. He won the Tag Team of the Year in 2002 with the Los Guerreros. For his PWI, he was second in the year 2004 to Chris Benoit. Also in PWI, that was all I got for PWI. Eddie had great rivalries. Rey Mysterio in WCW, the Halloween Havoc match was one of the greatest matches we've ever seen. His rivalries with Kurt Angle, top notch, and also with JBL. He made JBL look like a great wrestler.
That's Brock Lesnar.
And Brock Lesnar. I won't say his matches with Brock were that great. I will say, though, his promo with Brock Lesnar, yes, the story and that promo about being an addict was amazing. Perfect. One of the greatest promos of all time. That being said, I don't think it's the greatest. The greatest promo of all time was replicated last week, and we'll get into that talking about SmackDown. But this was one of the greatest promos. Like I said about Eddie, those numbers, all those accolades are amazing. His best run was definitely in 2003 to 2005 when he was a babyface for the first time in his career, and he really captured everything. He was at the peak of his career, and had he not passed away, I feel like he would have been one of the greatest of all times. I feel like he was on his way to the upper echelons of a career, but due to an untimely death, I don't see him as the greatest of all time. I don't see him in the top 5. I don't see him in the top 10. He was on his way to being that. Now, in WCW, we didn't see much of him. We just knew he had that Rey Mysterio match, and that was pretty much it for Eddie in WCW. When he came to WWE, he came with the Rascals, which was not a good group, right? We had Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Billy Kidman, I believe. And it was the four of them. Benoit. Yeah, not Kidman. And the 4 of them went nowhere, and then Eddie had trouble with drugs and ended up getting released. But then he went to Ring of Honor and went to New Japan and really brought himself back and did some great things, which brought him back in 2002, which he did great with the tag team titles. The whole China story was great. But again, looking back at it, he had memorable moments, but I don't see him having these unbelievable career. And because we brought it up last week, I also did my homework on this with Owen Hart. Owen Hart died at 34 years old. He was a European champion. He was a 2-time Intercontinental champion, a 4-time tag team champion. So pretty much the same as Eddie Guerrero. Was also a king of the ring. For PWI, he won the Rookie of the Year in 1987. He had the Feud of the Year in 1994 with Bret Hart. And the highest he ever got on PWI's 500 list was number 10. So Eddie was better than him on that. For the Wrestling Observer, he won Best Flyer for 1987 and 1988. And he won the Feud of the Year in 1997 with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So when you look at these accolades, they're pretty much even. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I would say, though, is when Owen died, his career was kind of dwindling down. Yep. And because of his untimely death, he definitely got more of a, oh my God, Owen Hart is one of the greatest of all time. I definitely am one of those people. And when it comes to Eddie Guerrero, he was at the peak of his career. He was climbing to become one of the greats, and then he had this untimely death. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Eddie Guerrero is great or was great, but to me, he's not one of the GOATs. And the reason why Eddie is considered one of the greats is because people who was close to him is keeping his name alive, which isn't a bad thing. I would never say it's a bad thing because I would want that for myself. I want people to recognize me and, hey, you know what? Rick used to do this move and he used to do this and he used to do that, right? That's amazing. And I love that for him. But I want us to also understand it's not about I want us to remember Eddie for all the great things he did in the ring. I just don't want it to be like, oh, well, he's great because we keep talking about him. So I would challenge people to go back and look at the old stuff and see if you still feel that way. And if you do feel that way, that's your POV. I respect it. But really do your homework and look into it. Is it because you hear his name over and over again and you're like, oh, Eddie Guerrero was great? So that's my take on it.
Do you still think he's overrated?
I think looking back at it, I want to say it's as even keel. It's hard to pick if he's overrated. I think he's less overrated than I thought last week. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Clay, you want to rebut that?
I got you. And I've been waiting all week for this. Yes. My thing is, he is definitely not overrated. Let me just say this man, this legend, I'm just going to say it right now, got me into professional wrestling as a young child. He was the one that I always watched. He was the one that I was always on top with. And yes, I got into WWE big time when I was in his prime of 2004, 2005. So that did help a lot with me being the Eddie Guerrero fan that I am. But just like you said, Eddie overcame so many demons from being the drug addict, for being the alcohol addict, for being, the bad husband at home, and he had his demons.
Yep.
The way he came back, the way he fought from being at the bottom of the barrel to being the top of the company, like that's just something that most wrestlers couldn't even do. Yep. And I challenge people to do that because he was at the lowest point that any human being could ever see. And the promo you did, like not very many promos get people to feel that, but that promo he did with Brock, you felt the pain. He made you feel his pain of going through everything that he went through to get to that WWE championship. And everybody in the back was always like, oh, you're always too small, or, you have the ability to be the world champion. You just weren't, built like that guy. So he got buff as before. Like before you see him in 2000, 2001, he wasn't as big, but then he got massive around 2003, 2004, and he worked his way up. And, and Eddie, even with his passing from 2005, he inspired a generation. I don't think it's the mindset of, oh, I'm trying. And I understand people say so much about Eddie Guerrero, too much to an exact of wrestlers trying to do his move, but you don't hear about anybody else doing certain moves that would represent somebody else. Like say chokeslam, for instance. You don't go, oh, that's Big Show's chokeslam or that's Kane's chokeslam. No, it's Eddie's frog splash.
Yep.
It's dedication to Eddie. And even 20 years since his passing, like, for me, overrated is so thrown out there nowadays in sports, and underrated, overrated, whatever you want to say. The man is an all-time legend. Like, I don't remember a bad match that Eddie Guerrero had with anybody. And just like we said, he made Brock look good when he first started. He made JBL look good. Where we could have said JBL was an APA and that's all he was. No, Eddie made him a legit champ at that time. So for me, no. I mean, this question bothered me. I understand the points and everybody's POV. I get that. But I can never, ever say that Eddie Guerrero is overrated. In my opinion, he's on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Now that you're saying that you put him on the Mount Rushmore, do you think, as an avid Eddie Guerrero fan, do you think he's underrated or he's properly rated?
He's properly where he's at.
Okay.
Honestly, I think with all the accolades that he has, like, it's not always about championships.
No,
in my
exactly.
opinion.
Yep.
Like, look at people like Jake Roberts, Roddy Piper. They're up there. They don't have any titles.
Yep.
So you could say that about anybody.
Yep.
Just the way he impacted the professional wrestling business as a whole, and for people to keep talking about him 20 years later, he's properly up there.
Yep.
He really is.
And don't get me wrong, I respect, like I said, about what Rey Mysterio, with Zelina, all the people that give Eddie his flowers, Sasha Banks, all of them that go out of their way to mention him or honor him. I think it's great. And it's just, like I said, it's getting to a point where, like, Dom doesn't need to replicate Eddie. And that's the thing. It might be detrimental to Dom to be trying to replicate Eddie, because he will – right now, when you look at Dom's in-ring ability is nowhere near Eddie's.
No, it's not.
What he's good at is talking and getting people annoyed. But what Eddie was able to do in the ring compared to Dom is nowhere near. And that's why I feel like it can be a little detrimental to Eddie's legacy, is that we keep mentioning him, and then you're like, oh, for the new kids, the new people, the new fans are watching it like, oh, Dom is like this Eddie Guerrero guy? Oh, that's not that great then, you know what I'm saying? So, but what that does do is that gets people to look back at the past and, all right, so Eddie Guerrero really was that guy kind of thing. So that's what I don't want for Eddie, is that we oversaturate him by keep talking about him, and then people start saying, oh, Dom is the new Eddie Guerrero. No, Dom is not the new Eddie Guerrero. Dom is Dom.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they keep like posting these pictures, comparing them like side by side.
Yeah. Side by side. Yeah. All right, Elio and Chris, what do you guys think about what they said?
For me, after hearing all this, I don't think he's like overrated or underrated. I think he's right where he belongs, and properly rated.
Okay. That's interesting. Chris, what do you think?
Being originally from El Paso, Texas, Eddie's hometown, I'm going to say Eddie's one of the GOATs, man. Always will be in my mind. Followed him from Latino Heat when he was with China. Their tag team was I like that era too, when they were doing that. Was Mamacita, what he would call her. And if you notice, Dom did the same thing with Rhea. It was his mommy. Her mommy. With China, it was Mamacita. So there is a like uncanny resemblance right there too, especially with Dom's hair. So they're carrying the tradition on. They're keeping Eddie's memory alive, which is honestly, they're not pushing it a lot, but just like some of the other wrestlers out there trying to do the shimmy, that's Eddie's shimmy. I can understand if a female does it, but I kind of give Dom a little bit when he does it, but Eddie did the shimmy, dude, man.
One person should be doing that, not everybody else, especially when you have baby faces and heels doing it. It's
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And that's the problem I had with the whole promo that we'll get into later. It's just like, we are just taking stuff from the past and we're just using it again. We're not coming up with our own stuff, our own style, right? And that's what's been happening a lot in society in general. It's just like, we're not coming up with our own stuff. We're remaking movies from 20 years ago, not 50 years ago, not 60, no, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We're remaking movies. We're remaking TV shows. We're taking songs and we're not changing much from the past. We're not evolving. We're just saying this was good. Let's ride with it. Let's see what happens. See if we can. What is the saying? If we can get strike lightning twice or something like that, catch lightning in a bottle again, something like that.
Yeah, we can capture lightning in a bottle twice.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, Eddie isn't overrated. He is overspoken about. That's where I'm gonna be at right now. He's not overrated. I believe he's just overspoken about. But again, I would want people to overspeak about me too. So it's just
God. But I do agree with you on that one part, Rick. I do agree with you on that one part because the announcers again and again and again, they're honoring Eddie. They're honoring Eddie. We already know they're honoring Eddie. You don't have to say it. Yeah. Every time they do a shimmy, every time Dom does the Three Amigos. Yeah. Every time they do that,
the crowd gets it before the announcers make it.
Exactly.
You hear the
Eddie announcers chants. Don't have to say, the Eddie. No.
Yeah.
The one way they can honor Eddie a lot of times is the one way I saw it over here in El Paso. They actually put R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero in the middle of the ring, a poster. One of the wrestlers grabbed it. And I can't remember because my memory is kind of hazy, but he put it right in the middle of the ring, turned it before he put it on the mat. He turned it around, showed it to everybody, and everybody just started chanting, Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. And then he laid it right in the dead center of the ring. That was the greatest way I saw that they honored his memory too.
I remember the one promo he cut on Rey Mysterio on the Go Home SmackDown for SummerSlam 2005.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrifying. That was like the best part of that show.
All right, so I sat here and I listened to all sides.
Yes.
And here's my take. Everybody's got a damn good point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to answer the question, is Eddie Guerrero overrated? I'm going to say yes to one certain thing. And everybody agreed on it. Was the fact that they keep repeating his name every single time in honor of Eddie, in honor of Eddie, in honor of Eddie. They need to stop that.
Other shows.
Yeah. They need to stop that. They need to stop that. There's ways of doing it to still honor the man than to say, well, that's because it's honor of Eddie Guerrero. No, just stop. Just let them do it.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, Bray Wyatt has passed.
Yes.
And Uncle Howdy does the Sister Abigail. Alexa Bliss does the Sister Abigail. They don't say it as much.
Yep.
They don't say, oh my God, that's in honor of Bray. They don't. If you honestly you want to be real, they don't. I think I've heard him say it maybe once or twice. I think they said it.
Yeah.
But after that, they don't. You know, you hear Eric Rowan, he'll go, yeah. That's in honor of his buddy, my friend. Okay, Luke Harper or Brody Lee.
They don't say that,
and they don't say anything.
Nope.
They don't say nada, but we know.
Yep.
So how come they can't do that for Eddie? Just let it go. We know already. We already know. It's fine. They want to pay homage to them. You know, because like I said, I mean, both of the Samoans, the tag team, the Wild Samoans, you know, they have done past. And when they were alive and I was wrestling, I always made sure I did the Samoan drop in honor of them.
Yep.
You know, and Jesus, I could remember when I was doing TV and the commentators, they never said that. They never said, oh, he just did that in honor of the Wild Samoans.
Yep.
They never did.
Yep.
But people that do know, they know. So I agree with that.
Yep.
But that's the only part I see as overrated is just that part in itself. And it does make sense. And a lot of people doesn't understand that. You can send the hate mail and all this other stuff to us, and that's fine. That's your opinion, but we're not. But us as journalists
Yep.
We just wanted to know because Rick, you had a good point.
Yep.
Clay, you had a good point. Chris, you had a good point. Elio had a good point. Everybody had a good point on their beliefs if Eddie Guerrero was overrated or not. We weren't doing it just to be an asshole, to get clout, or to get clickbait. No,
that's not us.
That's not us, man. We keep it real.
No, and that's the thing. Like, honestly, like I love having conversations. Once upon a time in my life, I was just very ignorant and very just like standoffish, where I was just like, "This is what I feel, and that's it." But I want to be able to hear people out. I want to learn from people. I want to hear what people have to say. And we knew a lot of the comments were going to be like, "You're an idiot. You're this. You're that. You're this. You're that. Oh hell, what the hell is this?" But a lot of people did answer the question, and there were some people that were smart about it. Yeah, well. Unfortunately, when you do die, you do become overrated because you're oversaturated and all that stuff. And that made a lot of sense. And I was able to appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I also was able to learn for myself because I was like, you know what? Let me do my homework before I come on this show and talk shit. I got to be able to back up what I say. And I looked at the numbers. The numbers, him and Owen Hart are very, very close. And Eddie had some of the best years in 2003 to 2005. He carried the company. So he did what he had to do, and he is one of the most charismatic. He won the award 2 years in a row. So I see it. Believe me, I see him as one of the greats. But what happened was it's getting diluted because of all this oversaturation of Eddie this, Eddie that, three amigos this, three. Like, come on. There's ways to do it. And, you can honor him, but just don't go overboard like Tony's saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's get right into the results. Elio, you did this on your TikTok. What happened?
100% said yes.
He is overrated? Holy shit.
Fuck TikTok. Fuck them.
It's that young generation.
Well, they don't know shit.
It's that young generation. Wow.
What the fuck?
All right, so on our TikTok, on our poll on Facebook, we got 90% of the people said no. He is not overrated.
All right. Well, that's a lot better. That made me feel better.
and listen, God. It's definitely understandable. I definitely see that point. I just hope people can hear what we said here today and are able to have these conversations and, put their biases to the side. I hate Shawn Michaels as a person, but I think Bret Hart is way better than him, but I will never say that Shawn Michaels isn't one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. He deserves the moniker Mr. WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels has put on a great match at WrestleMania every time he was in WrestleMania. So he definitely deserves that moniker. And it's like, I hate him. I hate him. I was a Bret Hart guy, and I can still say, hey, you know what? He's great. So it's being able to put your personal feelings to the side and be like, and just call a spade a spade. This guy is great because he's great. Just like people are saying about me, we don't have time to read all the fan mail about me winning the championship, but yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
You got that many fan mail?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, we don't got time to read that. Anyways,
only one Vince Russo.
That's all we got on the Facebook post. But please write in or chime in on our Facebook post, or you can email us directly at wrestlingpov1@yahoo.com. Now, before we take a break, I want to talk about something real quick, and I want to make this into a post too.
Okay.
Sasha Banks, or Mercedes Moné, just won another championship. She's got a total of 6 now.
Ridiculous.
Good Lord.
Might be ridiculous, but I got a question, and this is how I want it worded for our Facebook post. That way it's easy to do a poll and blah, 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 blah. Is she the definition of a world champion?
Yes, I love that question.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say this.
First.
I will say this, and I'm definitely going to do my homework before I answer again next week. But just off the top of my head, she 100% is. She oozes charisma. Her in-ring ability is top notch, and she fits on a poster. She looks good on a poster. She looks good in the ring. She looks good on the mic. She sounds good on the mic. She is what a champion is supposed to be. So I 100% agree. She's definitely a champion's champion, and she definitely deserves the accolades that she's had.
But is she the definition of a world champion?
Absolutely. Mic skills, in-ring ability, looks good. She's marketable. She is definitely the definition of a champion.
Wow. Clay?
Don't see it. I'm going to say no. Honestly,
Why?
well, here's my thing. I'm not going to say that she's not good in the ring. I'm not going to say that she's a bad wrestler because that would make me ignorant and completely that's bullshit to me because she is. She can put on a good match with anybody that she goes with. Here's my thing, though. I can't get over the fact of her attitude. I just can't. I know some of it might be a character. Some of it I don't think is. I think it's more of her ego type thing. And no matter where she goes, no matter who she defends for the title, she never fucking loses. And I feel like that's more of a you got to let me win or I'm going to bitch type of attitude that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné has shown. And I feel like that's what it comes down to. Because to me, I feel like if she holds so many fucking titles that she's got to be the top tier of the world. And that I think she sees the titles as a way of saying, hey, I'm the best, or yada, yada, yada. I just have that thing with her.
I'm going to challenge you, Clay. And for next week's show, I want you to do some studying and some research, actually.
Okay.
When it comes to Mercedes Moné, when people leave like the WWE and they go into independent scenes and they go to other companies, they end up winning a lot of straps. Kurt Angle had all the titles in TNA at one point. This does happen when people leave WWE. But what I want you to also look at and think about and focus on is we said last week that Bayley should leave WWE to be part of AEW because what's happening in WWE is not right. She's being mistreated. I felt and we felt once upon a time that Sasha and Bayley were being looked down on and wasn't given opportunities. And Sasha just took the chance and said, you know what? I'm leaving. Fuck this. I'm not being utilized the right way. Now, Sasha may have done it in a way that people look down upon. I'd look down upon it. I think she went about it the wrong way. But does she stay and do what Bayley is doing now? And she's now like, girl, you're wasting your time. They're not going to give you a chance. They keep opportunity after opportunity. They keep taking it away from you. So I want you to think about that as we go into next week and see where the trajectory of both of their careers, what has happened since Sasha left and what happened to Bayley since she decided to stay.
Okay.
Yep.
I can do that.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, Chris and Elio, what do you think? Is she the definition of a world champion?
Why do I go?
So I'm gonna say that she has the in ring. She can wrestle. She's good on the mic, but I mean, her having all these world championships, when she can defend them all, like she got the Rev Pro. When have we seen her defend the Rev Pro title? Like she's holding other companies' titles. It's like when you have too many titles, like okay, when you can defend them all.
Well, I will say this: not every person is made to be that kind of person. Not everybody's made to be that kind of champion. Kurt Angle, he went against TNA and lost the X Division title on purpose to Jay Lethal because he couldn't handle literally physically carrying all the titles and also just mentally carrying all the titles. He couldn't handle that. That's why I think, like I said, that's why Mercedes is a champion because she can handle that. She can handle that pressure.
Really? There's a video of her before she going into a pay-per-view match hyperventilating. But she can hold it. She can hold all the titles.
Have you ever seen her hyperventilate in the ring?
Not in the ring, but right before she goes into the ring.
So I can tell you this.
If I can understand the nervousness and everything like that, I can, but she was hyperventilating and crying before she went into the ring.
Well,
there's a video that was online about it.
And to that defense, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, seeing in the back is like, yeah, that's okay. You can do whatever you want in the back. If it's like out in public, then that is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And
but
I get that.
But that showed she had a little crack in the wedge right there, because
like it'd be tough on anybody.
It starts get. If you're a world class champion, you don't even show that on camera. You don't let them see it. You hide it behind closed doors.
Well, it did happen behind closed doors. It's just someone had a camera. And I will say this, as somebody who's been performing since I'm 5 years old, those of you who don't know, I've been singing since I was 5 years old. I have no issue with performing, but every time before I step out on that stage, I do get nervous. I do get shaky. And you know what I tell my students? I tell them, that means you're alive. That means you are absolutely alive. And yeah, you're going to have this nervousness, but that makes you say, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show the world what I can do. And that right there, that gives me better reason to say that that's why she's a champion. Because to her, it's still a reason to get nervous. Those people that go out there as champion and don't have that feeling, those are the guys that don't give a fuck about the business. If you're nervous before you go out to show a performance in the wrestling business, that means you care enough about the fans and what you're capable of doing. So that pushes her even higher as a champion.
Wow.
Okay.
So let's reserve more of the comments for next week. But I do want to put up another post too for next week, and it's about Bayley. Should Bayley leave WWE and go to AEW? Okay, let's reserve our comments. Let's reserve our comments for that one for next week. So with that being said, it's time to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, we got Night of Champions predictions. Right? It's called Night of Champions, right? Not Clash of Champions?
Yeah, Night of Champions.
All right, thank you, Elio. Night of Champions predictions and This Week in Wrestling.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. Listen to the Wrestling POV podcast. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
What's up, wrestling fans? It is yours truly, Ruby Soho, and you're listening to Wrestling POV podcast with the man, Tony Diaz.
Hey, I'm only doing this promo because my great friend Ruby Soho told me to do it. Hey, make sure you guys tune in to the Wrestling POV podcast, all right? These guys have everything you need to know about the world of professional wrestling. And I'm talking about Tony Diaz, Clay, and my boy Leo. Hey, make sure you tune in once again to the Wrestling POV podcast with my boy Tony Diaz, Clay, and Leo. And trust me, those guys know how to swerve when you drive and you swerve when you drive. Hey, tune in, my friends.
We are back in Wrestling POV every Friday on iTunes, Spotify, Poppy, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Pandora, and Amazon Music. And now, Tony, it's time to get into Night of Champions and This Week in Wrestling.
All right, Night of Champions happening this weekend in Saudi Arabia. Before I hand it over to Clay, I guess there's a lot of news out there.
Yep.
Because of the conflict with Iran bombing Qatar. They're saying that the production staff already went and is being held in Qatar.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people are petitioning that WWE should cancel the show. But, of course, Triple H released a statement saying that they're going to go ahead with the show. And they are aware of the dangers and the hazards and stuff like that.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
That's a scary situation. without getting political about it, I will say I respect the decision to continue on with the show. But I also respect people like AJ Styles who refuse to go.
Yeah.
AJ has a family, and they all have families, but AJ has 4 kids, and he thought about them, and he's like, all right, I'm not going to go. And that's why the match between AJ and Dom got canceled.
Yep.
You got to respect it.
Yep.
They're going to go. Their whole thing is to make money. I don't think anybody would be going if they didn't think it was going to be safe. If they didn't use the proper measurements to know that it's guaranteed to be safe. So hopefully everything goes well. They have a good flight in, flight out, and get home safely. That's my only concern about this whole thing. But yeah, that's what I take.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's hand it off to Clay. Clay, take it away.
All right, we're talking about Night of Champions, and these matches are not in order, so do not shoot the messenger. We're going to start out with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross in a regular match.
So it looks like it's on to me. I'm going to go. They have to give it to Sami just because of where it's at, so I'm going Sami Zayn. As much as I want Karrion Kross, but I'm going Sami Zayn. It's off to you, Rick.
There's no way you give it to Sami, in my opinion. I think you have to give it to Karrion. Karrion needs this win. Sami can afford a loss. Sami's one of those lovable losers that losing doesn't affect him. But Karrion Kross losing to Sami Zayn will have a huge problem for him. So I'm definitely going Karrion Kross.
All right, Elio.
I mean, the way they've been treating Karrion Kross lately, I'm going with Karrion Kross. They need to give him something. They have him on the pay-per-view for once. Like, and I can't remember any other time he's on the pay-per-view.
Okay. Chris.
I'm going to go for Karrion Kross. I like Sami, but I think Karrion Kross does need to win.
Okay. Which I do agree, but I'm just saying in the circumstance that's shown right now, they're going to give it to Sami. That's my opinion, just my opinion. Clay.
I would love to see Karrion Kross get this win, as like Tony said. But honestly, I'm going to go Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
I feel like with this whole thing, this whole story, like Sami's finally had enough with this whole Karrion Kross in the background. And honestly, I feel like WWE, now finally that Karrion Kross is getting a pay-per-view match, why would all of a sudden he start winning? That's my whole take on it. I just feel like Sami's going to pull out this win.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he would have this match if AJ doesn't cancel?
No. I don't think this would even make the card.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like this feels like a last minute effort, like just throw it onto the card because we lost the match.
But it does still make sense because they have been doing a little story between the two for a while.
Yep.
So, it does, make sense for them to have a match eventually.
Yep.
They just did it at the right time because of what happened with AJ and Dominic. Yeah, good point.
For sure. Next match, we have Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight.
Wow. On to you, Rick.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I don't know if Roxanne's going to make it out there. I feel like if Roxanne was involved, maybe Raquel gets the win. But I think they're going to go with Rhea for sure.
All right, Elio.
I'm going to go with Rhea. So I don't think this one can touch the match they had in NXT.
No, definitely not.
No.
That one was great.
Yes.
But I got Rhea in this one. I got Rhea.
All right. Chris.
Rhea.
All right. Short and sweet.
She's going to get Raquel back for that table slam.
Yeah. Clay.
I got to go with Rhea Ripley. Honestly, with this whole thing, between her and Raquel, I think they could pull out a good match here. And I do feel like if it was in the States or actually anywhere else, I think Roxanne would get involved with this, with Liv being out, that whole thing. But I feel like Rhea Ripley's got to get revenge on Raquel getting the one up on her for the last couple months. So Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Rhea Ripley too.
I have to say, Chris, you kind of let me down here because I was anticipating a mommy.
Mommy. Oh yeah, you mean mommy?
Yeah, Rhea. Who the fuck is Rhea, bro?
All right, that's enough of that.
Next match.
Hey, I had to be Booker T.
Next match: Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship.
All right, it's on to Elio.
I go with Jacob.
Okay. Chris.
I'm going with Jacob Fatu because the way that Solo freaking said that he brought him in, he did this or that. He like blatantly say it's because of me that you got all this. No, Jacob Fatu put in the work, did his time, and got his championship belt. He said, "I'm bringing this home to the family," and he proved his worth. So I'm going for Fatu.
All right, Clay.
I feel like this rivalry will continue. I just can't see Solo winning the United States Championship yet. I feel like something for Gazy's going to happen with this. So I got to go with Jacob Fatu.
All right, I'm going Jacob Fatu. He's going to retain. I mean, he's got so much momentum right now.
Yep.
They'd be dumb to take it off of him.
Yep.
All right, Rick.
I think this is Jacob Fatu's WWE moment. I think this is the moment where he solidifies himself as a superstar. He needs to come out guns a-blazing, and we need Solo to match that energy. I mean, I want Solo with the towel draped over his head and everything coming out. I want the Street Fighter Solo. I don't want this comedy Solo. We need a war between these two guys, and Jacob has to stand tall. Solo doesn't lose anything if he loses this match, but Jacob loses everything if he loses this match.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Next match, we have John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship.
It's on to you, Chris.
Oh, man. I'm going for CM Punk. Because all the trash talking that Cena did on Friday Night SmackDown, it's going to eat at CM Punk, and he's going to bring out that inner beast from him, that inner evil that he's going to have to just take Cena out because you're going to have to be evil to take out evil.
Okay.
Clay.
I'm going to go with John Cena. I think, honestly, it's going to go how it normally goes, where it's going to be a slower paced match. They're going to reference stuff that they've done in the past, like it has been throughout these last couple weeks, of referencing the past of the John Cena CM Punk deal. Again, something for Gazy could happen in this match. I don't know what, but I feel like it's going to happen the same way as John Cena retains every time. Some way the ref's going to get distracted. He's going to hit Punk with the belt. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have John Cena retain the title.
Agreed. I'm going John Cena. They're going to keep that title on him all the way up until December.
Yep.
For his last match. So I don't see them really taking it off of him anytime soon. So I'm going John Cena. Rick?
Yeah, I think what's best for business right now is Ron Killings attacks John Cena, and we have a story between CM Punk and Ron Killings. I think that's actually a great match. I would love to see that matchup, and we'll see where that goes. I think that would be great with this story. So I'm going to go with John Cena.
All right, Elio.
Yeah, John Cena.
Okay.
Can I change my answer?
No.
Yeah.
No,
because hey, Rick, you actually convinced me on that. You got me to change on that because it could be a disqualification due to Ron Killings jumping in and attacking Cena like he's done before, and CM Punk gets pissed off. So I'm going to go for John Cena out of disqualification.
Yeah, thank your champion. That's what I do.
Shut up.
God, Chris,
That's what I'm saying. That's what
really?
McDonald's.
Come on, man. Don't get such a big head. All right, our fans, come on. Tell them not to get such a big head just because he won one freaking game, man.
Listen.
One more than you.
All right, good. More than me, so what? Hey, how many does Clay have?
Well, I'll give the results later. Let's finish this up.
Next match, we have for the final for the Queen of the Ring tournament, Asuka versus Jade Cargill.
That's on to you, Clay.
Okay. So
He sounds so excited.
This is the match to fall on me. Let me just get this straight. You're going to expect me, Jade, to come in from a freshly new Asuka to be the queen of the ring and get a title shot. Can I see it coming from WWE? Yes. But for Asuka to but to get pinned by Jade, I just don't see it happening. I really don't. And I feel like Asuka's got a bunch of momentum right now, especially, either she goes after Io Sky or say she goes after who's damn it. Who's the WWE champion? Tiffany. I mean, either one, that could be a great match. So
it's funny because I think we all forgot.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of who the new champ was.
But no, I'm going with Asuka for this one. And Asuka, I hate to say it, I would have to carry this match big time.
Oh yeah.
For sure. It's on to me. I'm going to go Asuka too. I had issues with this match because I really didn't want to see Jade in this finals.
No.
Just to be honest,
not ready yet.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, I mean, Asuka just got back. The only reason Jade is in this is because she is a special attraction. So, yeah, I'm going. Go ahead.
And she is. Like, I don't want to disrespect her in that way, but it's just like you're putting this woman in such a position where she's got to perform.
Yep.
Like, she's got to give it all out. Like, and especially, against Asuka, like, this is a big moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know if Jade can deliver.
No.
Yet.
Yep.
No, because I mean, do you really want to see Jade versus Tiffany Stratton? Or Jade versus Asuka?
No.
Well, Jade's SmackDown girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would have to be Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but everybody wants to see Asuka versus Io.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to give it to Asuka, Rick.
You know what? The thing is with Asuka is she's getting the Charlotte Flair treatment. Every time she comes back, she's right back in the title picture.
Well, I gotta disagree with you on that because she did have to go through this tournament, and she's had several matches before this tournament too. She wasn't really put right in
2 matches. Yeah, she was. She had 2 matches in a tournament.
But that's not. They wouldn't do that with Charlotte Flair though. They put her into it.
They would, but
without her qualifying.
But my thing is just Asuka. What we said in the past is that some people we don't know what they're like without the title or being in the title picture. That's what I'm trying to say. Asuka's always around the title. It's never just not being around the title. I think what happens here is the turn of Stephanie Vaquer. I think we get Stephanie Vaquer to be involved. I think she attacks Asuka, and I think we get Jade to win because I don't think Jade losing is detrimental to her career.
You think so?
She needs to be the queen. I hate that her being the queen gets her a title shot. Having her as the queen is great for her, but giving her a title shot too, now she can't lose, so she got to be queen and the champion? That's going to be tough. Unless Naomi comes in and steals it. So I'm going to go with Jade.
She is Money in the Bank winner.
Yep. That's why I'm going to go with Jade because I think her and Naomi still have unfinished business and that whole Money in the Bank stuff will come into play. So I'm going to go with Jade.
All right. Elio.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Asuka. So I think we're going to get Asuka and Io Sky at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Chris. Asuka, straight up.
All right.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, the men's King of the Ring tournament final between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Oof. It's on to me. I'm going Cody. As much as I want to see Randy win, they're going to give it to Cody just so he can come back into the title picture.
Back-to-back years if Randy loses this one too.
Yeah.
It's King of the Ring.
Yep. But yeah, I'm going Cody. Rick.
Yeah, we already had Randy versus Cena. So it really doesn't make sense to have them go at it again. But didn't they have like big matches at SummerSlam? Or in Cena?
I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So they might replicate that, seeing how they're replicating everything else. So, but if Cody loses, then Cody's in that situation where he's not in the title picture. But do we hear King Cody Rhodes or King Randy Orton? I think the Viper King, all that. Oof, that sells. I'm going Randy Orton.
He thought about it now.
Yeah,
he thought about it now.
Just off of that, I'm going with Randy Orton, the Viper King.
Okay. The Viper King. Wow. All right, Elio.
Oh, you got it, Liz. King.
I'm gonna have to go Cody.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes.
All right, Chris.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Viper. Actually, I prefer him going for a King of the Ring, the winner of the event.
Yeah.
So Scorpion King going with the Viper King. All right, here we go.
Yep.
There you are. For me, I'm going to go Cody Rhodes. I feel like this is his time to get back into the title picture. I mean, I think he's at a point where he doesn't really need the King of the Ring to get into the title picture. Just because I feel like Cody's now the face of the company. But I feel like with him and the accolades that he's getting, I feel like Cody Rhodes would fit into the King of the Ring tournament, and this is the way to go after Cena. So I'm picking Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
All right. So is that it?
That's it.
All right. That is your Night of Champions predictions. Let's get right into this week in wrestling. Let's start off.
I have the overall standings.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, okay.
So we have Chris with 32 and 29, Rick in fourth with 59-25, Tony in third with 62 and 22, I'm in second with 65-19, and Clay still in first with 69 and 15.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
69 Clay.
It's one of my favorite numbers. Yeah, it's all right.
That's why you got another child on the way. Anyway.
That's right.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah. 3 times the charm.
Yeah.
There you go.
And another boy, too.
Yes.
All right.
Outnumbered. Outnumbering my wife. There you go.
Yeah. Poor Kaylee.
I heard the name Rick is great. I mean, I'm just
all right, let's start off with Raw. We got Seth's promo, Pentagon versus Braun Breaker, Jade versus Roxanne, Gunther's promo, Bayley versus Becky, and then Cody versus Jay. We know what happens with that. What do you guys want to talk about? Which one stood out for you?
The beginning promo, Seth Rollins. You got to name this group already.
Yes.
You got to name it already.
Yeah. I'm tired of them coming out to Seth's fucking music.
Yeah, that too.
I was reading that he's gonna be getting new music.
Good.
Soon.
Because how are you supposed to be a heel faction when everybody's still doing the
Yeah,
but he's an idiot.
I hate that.
He's an idiot because he's narcissistic, instead of just cutting them off and calling them saying something, he's sitting there and he's embracing it.
Yep.
Like the crowd has no reaction to Seth screaming the whole time. Only the whole time.
All he says is, "You're sending me mixed signals.
Yeah,
you don't know what you want."
Yeah. But you're giving mixed signals because you sat back and you're embracing it. Like, oh yeah. Like
when you guys sing my song. And then he pauses so that way they can do it. It's like, no, you fucking idiot. You tell him not to say, you're a heel. You tell him that after you say that, you just keep talking. You don't wait for them to fucking sing it.
No, they named Paul. They gave Paul Heyman a new name.
Yeah, the Oracle.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he called Paul Heyman
the Oracle. The Oracle.
He called Paul Heyman the Oracle, not Wise Man.
Yeah.
So he's kind of doing like the old Seth Rollins where he was like the righteous one. Remember when he had that faction where he was all white like a preacher?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, let me save you. Let me save you. It's kind of resembling that. But this is like the dark version of it.
It's just redundant, and it was 15 minutes that I will never get back. He said absolutely nothing. This promo went nowhere. And it was just like, bro, what are you doing? And then it leads to a match with Braun Breaker and Penta. Now, I will say this. Braun Breaker needs to not wear all black. He needs to have some kind of splash of color. I just feel like it is taking him down a notch because we've seen him with some really cool ring gear. If you want to make him this dog, put a dog on his damn singlet, bro. Do something to make him stand out.
Can we quit with the barking shit, though? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of that.
What the fuck? Like, not talking about Raw, but in SmackDown in particular, that background where he's barking at Byron Saxton. Like, seriously, dude, you can cut a promo. You don't need to act like a fucking dog.
Well, the thing is, I don't hate it, but I understand. Like, it's being overutilized.
It is.
If you want him to make him like the dog, put the damn collar on him, put the leather jacket on him, let him be his dad. Let him do that. Let him run with it.
I was about to say that. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Let him run with it. Let him be the badass biker dude, bro. You got him out here with a suit on 1 week, and then he has this all-black singlet. It just doesn't do it for him. That's not who Braun Breaker is.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't like that. But the match was really good with Penta. But Penta loses again. Clean. To a crazy spear. Great spear.
Mm-hmm.
But Penta loses again, and another 15-minute match. Like it was a good match, but a great match. But a lot of time was being dragged. I don't know, man. I don't know what they have to do with Penta, but they're doing Penta an injustice in WWE.
I agree.
I can say right now it looked like he had a better run in AEW.
Yep. I mean,
I disagree with that.
I do too.
No, I disagree with that. You know why? He's got more TV time in WWE than he's ever had in AEW.
Definitely.
Yes.
But he won. He won. It just seems like he's not winning in WWE. He's getting more TV time, but he's not getting anywhere.
I mean, I want the Penta that I saw in Lucha Underground back in the day.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want that Penta. That Penta was like nonstop fire, bro.
Yep.
This one, you could say you got cero miedo, but as many times as you say that, you keep getting beat, bro.
He got cero wins.
Exactly. Exacto, Mando.
There you go. I will say this: Goldberg's interview, god awful. Like
terrible.
How do you record an interview and still get it wrong? Like, how does Goldberg say no way anyone's gonna talk to me that way and get away with it? But Matt Riddle did. Matt Riddle literally laughed in your face, and you did nothing. And then why does he have to say, Michael, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Gunther? Why would he say that? Why would you allow him to say that? That he's gonna beat the fuck out of Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael Cole says, an interesting thing. He said off air that if he was to win the title, that is an interesting dilemma. No, it's not. Retire. Retire. Like talk about somebody who's destroyed any kind of image he had. Because again, I told you, he was my number one guy in the 90s. I loved Goldberg. I thought he was amazing. He has destroyed every ounce of it, of who he used to be. The mystique, the aura that he had. Now he got zero. It's just killing himself with that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But what about Gunther's promo, though?
That was awesome.
Fuego, bro.
You can tell he's pissed.
Yes, you can. That was one of his best. The animosity, the aggression, the fans booing, but also kind of cheering. So it was just like, yo, this is the Gunther we fucking need.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole J program really diluted him, and this is starting to get him back.
I agree.
He has to annihilate Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I honestly think that's one of his better promos, with his WWE tenure, is when he is pissed off at whoever he's fighting and is like, all right, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to mess you up, blah, blah, blah. I love that Gunther.
Yep.
Heel or babyface, either one.
Yep.
I think that's his best work.
Yep. I agree. Yep. We had Jade Cargill defeat Roxanne Perez. Let me tell you something. Jade Cargill needs to be stopped. And I know I said she's going to win Queen of the Ring, but that's what I think is going to happen. But she needs to be stopped. She is not ready. Roxanne Perez tried with her, but there were just moments where Cargill gets pushed in the back, and she's running towards the steps, and she stops in front of him, and you're like, what? What are you doing? And Michael Cole's like, oh, Jade has averted disaster. She stopped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She just stopped. Roxanne was getting way too much offense, but because Jade can't do anything, Roxanne got to get her moves in, and she just had way too much offense on Jade. And Jade got to stop with the bushwhacker shit. Like, stop with the licking.
Yeah.
Especially,
I don't get that.
Like, bushwhacker Jade over here. Like, especially when you lick her, you got to win. You got to win in that moment. You don't lick her, choke slam her, and they get a 2 count. That's a finish right there. And then she's still hesitating and anticipating moves.
Yeah.
The end of that match, she was going for another powerbomb. Like, she never done before. And then I guess they told her, you got to go home, and she finished the match. It's just, even Corey's just like, I think she realized that she needs to do one more thing. It's like, bro, what? Come on.
I agree.
Yep.
What about Bayley versus Becky?
Off the hook. I thought this
match
was really freaking good.
This was good.
The chemistry was there with Bayley and Becky. You saw that throughout the match. And even the ending. I know there wasn't a winner, but this made up for a good story. You know, Lyra's getting involved with it. The whole thing with attacking Becky. And so Bayley's now pissed at Lyra. They're both pissed at Becky. So that leads to a triple threat for the IC title, possibly at SummerSlam. We'll see how things roll. But I didn't have a problem with no winner of this whole thing. Because this was a hell of a match.
And I will say this. This is the Becky I want to see.
Yes.
When Becky is not calling the match and is not in control of the match, and you have a veteran with her, she's so much better. But when she's controlling the match, it just seems like there's something always off, something slow pace. But like when she did that arm drag on the turnbuckle, where she got Bayley's arm, the shoulder on the turnbuckle, Bayley sold the hell out of that.
Yeah.
The way she fell, everything was great. I thought it was a great match. But here's the thing with this finish, I felt like the timing was off. Like Lyra was about to attack Becky, and then she got pulled to the side by Bayley, and then Bayley went on for like 2 minutes of beating up Becky. So was Lyra just standing outside, and it was just like, I don't know what to do. It was just too much time in between her attack.
Yeah.
So when she jumped into the ring and attacked, I said, why? What were you waiting for? Why did you just attack her? So that's the only like bad mark I would give on this match. I thought Bayley did a hell of a job of making Becky look great. And I give all that credit to Bayley, honestly. I think that was a great match with Bayley.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
And just like what Clay said too, it looks like it's going to be a triple threat at SummerSlam.
Yep, which I don't mind.
I don't either.
No, not at all.
Because Bayley gets back in the picture, Becky is the champion, and then Lyra gets an opportunity. We give an opportunity to another wrestler, right? A younger person. So we're building our women's division.
Yeah. Yeah, and I tell you, them having an IC title, they're actually doing something.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. I can't say so much for the United States champion, Zelina Vega, which, hurts me to say, but the IC title, it's like, all right, yeah, let's go.
Yep.
But the United States is kind of like taking a back seat.
Yep.
Yeah. It's in limbo.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for Raw.
Well,
no, go ahead.
The Cody Rhodes defeating Jey Uso.
Predictable.
We had two of the longest entrances going back to back, and Jey Uso said this: after losing the title, he feels a sense of freedom. What? What are we doing? And why are you coming out so happy? Like, you're really not doing, like, you should be angry. And also, Jey Uso is just taking everybody's finisher. Jey Uso did the spear. He did the sleeper now. And he tried to do the crossroads.
Yeah.
Like,
and super kick.
And the super, like, who do you think you are, man? What's that dude from Marvel? With the stones, the Infinity Stones?
Thanos.
Yo, he's Thanos of finishing moves, bro. He's just taking everything. Jesus. So yeah, that was predictable match. We knew Cody was gonna go over, but Jay is not looking good, man. I think he has to go back to Jimmy as quick as possible.
Well, and that just shows that I feel like he really truly feels like he is a tag team specialist. If he's saying that about, not having a break and this and that, it's like, dude, you just lost your title.
Yep.
Like, you're supposed to be climbing for that shit, proving people that you can be world champion, not be like, oh, I'm good. Like, no, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because Jimmy's in the background like, yo, what about me?
Yeah.
I mean,
he got Naomi, man. He's winning in life.
Yes, he is.
SmackDown, speaking of Jimmy, listen, man, I know people went crazy for this, but I absolutely hated it. Well, we had Ron Killings defeat John Cena via DQ because John Cena used the title. And then we got the whole 2011 coming rushing right back at us where excuse me, John Cena breaks CM Punk through a Slim Jim table, and CM Punk is laying there in the middle of the ring, and Cena sits on top of the turnbuckle, and everybody knew where this was going. And he ripped off the pipe bomb almost word for word. He did say hello to Cesaro and Zack Ryder and
Dolph
Ziggler, but all their AEW names and all that stuff. But it was just, I hated it. I want to know what you guys thought. I hated the fact that he just took everything that Punk delivered with his pipe bomb, and people are just like, oh, this is so great. Why can't we just do something original? Why are we taking everything? And the thing is, you're not being authentic, and also you're watering everything down. Like this didn't have the same energy that 2011 had. This was a watered down version of it, and it just went nowhere, in my opinion. What are your thoughts? Because a lot of people loved it. Yeah, go ahead.
I liked it.
What did you like about it?
I thought it was genius. I thought it was genius, and he put his own little twist to it by shouting those guys out and everything. So I thought it was good. I mean, could he have added more stuff, to that promo? Yeah. But other than that, I thought it was genius.
What, did you like the part where he said "mother fudger"?
Well, I mean that was kind of like, come on, bro.
Exactly. Like, bro, don't say anything. I'd rather you say nothing than, yeah, that's it, mother fudger. What?
Yeah.
Clay, go ahead, Clay.
No, I'm with Rick on this. I hated this promo. I kind of understand the reference with everything, but that was Punk's. And to me, I feel like Cena is a better promo guy than that.
Yeah.
Just to steal somebody's, stick, as he's known for the pipe bomb and everything that happened in 2011. And, it was almost the same thing as Punk would have done back then. It's like history repeats itself, sure. But I feel like Cena is definitely better than that to steal somebody else's, promo. Yeah. And yes, he had his little, nitpicks here that it wasn't exactly like Punk's, but he made it his own, and I understand that. But just for that situation, it's like, no, because here's my thing also. Not only for the fact that it sounded exactly like Punk, you got people to cheer for Cena. This man is supposed to be hated. This man is supposed to be a heel. And you got people cheering for this John Cena pipe bomb. Now all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Ooh, that was a good promo by John Cena. We might like this heel version of John Cena." No, you're supposed to be fucking hated, bro.
And it didn't sound authentic. Like there was like no emotion behind it. It sounded like he was just memorizing his lines.
Yep.
Like it sounded empty.
Yeah,
but that's how the new John Cena is. He's supposed to be no emotion, emptiness. That's how his new character is supposed to be, the evil John Cena.
Well, and that's the thing there was emotion, because after he said Claudio and Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona was like, "Oh yeah, we're still on the air, baby."
Yeah.
It's like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to be this like fuck you, I'm a ruin wrestling. And
let me ask you guys a question though. Why did he shout those guys out?
Probably because he in terms buried them. Like Zack Ryder back in the day, or with Dolph Ziggler or Cesaro, like all of them. And there's more that he could have said, other guys in the past. But I think there's the three that popped in his head where they had momentum going and had everything going, and then John Cena will come in and bury him.
Well, there are people that are looking deeper into it and saying that Matt Cardona was for Matt Jackson.
Yes,
Nick Nemeth was for Nick Jackson.
Nick Jackson, yeah.
And who was CC? Oh my God, it's gonna kill me. Because they say Claudio Castagnoli, whatever the hell his name is. CC is in AEW as well. Oh my God, it's gonna kill me.
No, I saw that too.
Cabana?
Yes, Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay. If that was the case, then I changed my mind not the whole promo, but that was clever. Yeah, that's clever.
But honestly, I don't think that's the case. I think it's because those are the three guys he buried.
He should have turned around and pointed at Wade Barrett. He was on SmackDown. He buried Nexus. So hey, Wade, how you doing? Like, I don't know. That's just me, right? I was just saying.
But Matt Cardona did respond at his show, and he did say, "Hey, John Cena." He looked into the camera and waved.
Like he's all waving high.
Matt Cardona did too.
That's what. If you gave me 3 seconds before you, I already said that.
I thought you said Nick Jackson.
No. Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona. Yeah.
Asuka is doing a hip attack for a finisher.
Yes, I don't get
that. What was that? That didn't even connect. That looked
nothing. Terrible. And on top of that, you're putting Alexa and Charlotte in the tag. That's what you're going to end up doing?
I hope
that's what it
not.
looks like.
But, yeah, I know, but God, me not.
That's a terrible tag team. They don't mesh at all. Nope. There is nothing good about that team.
Nope.
But I will say this. What the hell did Charlotte do to Piper Nevin, bro? Because Charlotte had the figure 8 locked in on Chelsea, and Piper comes out of nowhere and just does a senton on top of her while she's still locked in. Her knee buckled. It was bad. It did not look good.
I really thought she was hurt.
Yeah.
I really did. I'm like, oh, shit, that's the same knee that she brought, blah, blah. And I legitimately thought that she was hurt for a second. But then as soon as she got up and started doing her thing, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe she's fine. Maybe she sold it, whatever. But I'm like, that looked nasty.
Yep. And then we had Jimmy Uso is going to team up with Jacob Fatu. Is that where they're like, no, man, Jimmy, get away from there. Get away from that.
Team with your brother, damn it. Go to Raw.
But it does look like we're going to get Damian Priest versus Aleister Black.
Yeah.
And I'm for it.
I'm for that.
I am for it. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
And LA Knight chases off Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with a chair.
Mm-hmm.
How are you trying to make me believe in this
faction now?
This faction when you have LA Knight by himself chasing these two guys off.
These two monsters that are supposed to destroy people.
Yeah.
And LA Knight with a chair, and it's okay.
Yeah.
What? Break the chair in half and tear up LA Knight?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
So
Bronson Reed and Brock Breaker, for crying out loud.
But they did get back at him and they attacked him, and he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks. It looks like. Yeah, tsunami'd.
Yeah.
But overall, not a terrible SmackDown. I thought it was pretty good.
No,
it was good.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, we got AEW and NXT.
Let me just say, AEW Grand Slam Mexico was actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Now, to start off, the 7-man tag, that was a little much. Like, yes, 14 people. You couldn't even put them on the apron throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You have to reach down and tag random person to come in.
Yeah. I think AEW's best is when they have those, 6-man tag, 8-man tags, even a 10-man tag. I think they do really well at it. But 14, this
Bro,
was too much.
I told you that's one of my favorite things about AEW. And
Yes.
Tony Khan was listening. He's like, "Wait a second, Rick. I got 14 man, 14. No, 20. We can do it, guys. We can definitely do it. Oh my god!"
This was just all over the place. It was all follow.
That was a good mimic of him.
They do that in New Japan. Tag team match, 6-man tag match, followed by an 8-man tag match, followed by a 10-man tag match.
Well, we did have a main event of a 10-man tag match with Jon Moxley, the Jacksons, the Beast Mortos, and bro. First of all, did you guys hear about the Beast?
Yes.
Oh,
dating Mercedes Moné.
Oh man. He
Yeah.
got himself a 6 belt champion.
I thought she was dating like the guy that designs her outfits.
No, that was her husband.
She was married.
Yeah, that was her
married
husband.
to him.
Yeah.
They got a divorce.
Yeah.
Now she's got a beast in her life. But hey, good for the happy couple.
Yeah.
So be it.
I will say this. One of my least favorite moments was Mystico defeating MJF via DQ. This match was all over the place. MJF, like I said, I hate his in-ring
It was
abilities.
all because of MJF.
Yeah.
It really was.
Mystico is the former, what's his name again?
Sin Cara.
Yeah, and he took off his mask. MJF ripped off the mask and put it on.
Yep. Not only that, just like every time he did a move, then he pandered to the crowd, and then he'd do another move with Mystico, pander to the crowd. It's like wrestle. You can be a heel without stopping the whole fucking match and looking at the crowd and flipping them off.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're a heel. What are you doing? Why are you looking up to the crowd?
Who in WWE does that remind you of?
Roman. Cody.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Chad Gable. That whole thing was
exactly.
Chad doesn't do it near as much as MJF.
He doesn't, but Chad Gable with the whole Grande Americano, with the whole I hate luchadors. You're taking exactly what happened with MJF. Apparently, I'm the only one that saw it because Clay had no clue who I was talking about.
Which one are you talking about?
But this whole thing is Chad Gable all over it. It's just like, MJF, do your own thing.
Yeah. Even wearing the singlet like MVP did.
Exactly.
Like, come on, bro. That was horrible.
Yeah. Absolutely hated this. Okada defeating Mark Briscoe. Why is Briscoe in the ring with Okada?
Exactly.
They couldn't think of anything else.
Well, they couldn't have had somebody else. Not to disrespect Mark Briscoe, but come on.
No, disrespect Mark Briscoe. He's not a singles competitor.
No, he's not. But that's not his fault either. Rest in peace, Jay. But still, it's like, I don't know. He's not.
Mercedes Moné did win the title again. How do you pronounce the name?
Zeus.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it either because I didn't want to botch it. I'm like,
you heard me out.
She was part of the Mae Young Classic in 2018.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we all knew that. Thank you, Elio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so I think Mercedes had a great match with Zeus.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can't wait. I mean, Tony Storm versus Mercedes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Is Mercedes getting belt number 7? I'm kind of leaning towards that.
I hope not.
I'm leaning towards it.
I hope not. I hope Tony Storm to be
why not? If she already has 6, she'll have 7. So what's going to make a difference? It's going to be another luggage in her backpack. Like, seriously.
And honestly, if Tony Storm wins, that means Mercedes didn't got to lose all those belts because the number 1 belt she's holding has to be the AEW title, the TBS title. You know, that's the number 1. If she loses that, then she got to lose everything else. And I don't think they're ready to make
no,
her lose
but that would
else.
make a good storyline. That would make a good storyline. She wins all these belts, but the one that she needs to get, she cannot reach. She cannot get it. That would actually be pretty good on a storyline basis. That she went all the way around the world, to collect all these belts, won all these belts from all these different wrestling organizations, but the one she couldn't get was the one she's with. Think about it that way.
I think I definitely hear you, but I think the better story is Toni Storm snapping after losing her belt. And then also, this gives AEW a chance to rebuild their women's division where they have matches that aren't for the title. Right?
And they definitely need that.
Yes. So that's what I think. Speaking of women's titles, we can jump to NXT where they had four Evolution Eliminator matches. Holy crap.
This was ladies' night in NXT.
Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, my God. Jada Parker. Woo. Defeating Thea Hale. That's all I got to say about that. Woo.
Which made me mad, but either way.
Yeah.
I won in the match.
Yeah. Well, Jey Uso was happy.
Yeah.
Apparently, Chris. Lash Legend defeating Kalani Jordan. Lash Legend getting a win?
Yes.
She's getting up there, man.
Yes.
I think here very soon we're going to give her out of that 5-second shuffle.
Well, let me not say anything bad about her. So let me not say anything bad about this match.
I'm saying something nice.
I'm saying I don't want to say bad.
Say that he's not trying to say anything bad about Lash, bro.
She has new music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Izzy Dame, I didn't know who these two were. Is Zarya?
I didn't either.
Zarya. Yeah.
I didn't know who they were, but Izzy Dame gets the win. And then you would think they would have Lola Vice win in another match if she was going against anybody else, but she went against Jordan Grace. So
no.
I like that finish. Sure.
Well, now we're gonna have Jada Parker versus Lash Legend versus Izzy Dame versus Jordan Grace, and the winner will get a title shot at Evolution. We'll see where that goes. Elijah and Josh Briggs and Inamura defeated AJ Francis, Trick Williams, and Wes Lee. Okay, I hate Josh Briggs. He's the worst to me. But you also had AJ Francis in this match, so
that's the one I was getting ready to say. Corey Graves,
AJ Francis.
A couple of commentary, just alone with AJ Francis. I'm not trying to, come at the commentators, but I will say Corey Graves calling AJ Francis top dollar at one point or dollar at one point, and then goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, AJ Francis." And then right after that, I wrote down Booker T says he's a certified G and a bona fide stud, and then goes,
"Oh shit!
I wondered where I heard that one before." Seriously, dude. Seriously.
Please don't tell me.
Yeah.
No, is that a foretelling right there when he said that?
No, that's legit what he said on NXT.
No, he's saying is
that foretelling somebody that they said that was not going to be coming back. Think.
Listen, I don't hate him,
but the blacklist that Enzo Amore has on WWE.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why would you say that?
Yeah,
exactly.
And then be like, "Oh, I wonder where I heard that one before." Really, dude? Like,
we'll see.
I don't hate the guy. I don't. I think he got dealt a bad egg, in my opinion.
I think so too.
I really do.
He was entertaining as hell.
I mean, it could be foretelling, or it could be that he was being sarcastic about that saying. One of the two.
We'll see.
I think more thinking about it was probably just being sarcastic, saying, "You know what, you could have been here. Look at all the stars, but you had to screw yourself over."
Yeah. And the last thing we had about this NXT was Blake Monroe's contract signing, a.k.a. Mariah May. But I will say this. Be careful looking up Blake Monroe because that is an adult film star name.
Then why didn't you just stick it with the Mariah May? Like, what? And then I heard the other thing, like, yes, Monroe is kind of like her, I think it was her niece. Or something. Her niece's name?
No, it's the Blake part.
Oh, the Blake part is her niece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew something. One of the names were about the niece, but
Blake May.
But yes, do
or
that.
Mariah Blake.
Or that. Yeah. But it's like, why can you have just stuck with Mariah May? Why can you have done like Rick just said, Blake May or Mae Monroe or, something like that?
And it doesn't help that you're sexualizing her.
No.
So it's just like,
no.
Oh, man. I will say this. NXT definitely is on the bottom of this week in wrestling. It was just...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And what does that say for your Evolution pay-per-view? If you had this many women's matches and it just wasn't really good at all, like, what does that say? What do we got to look forward to for this pay-per-view? We will see, especially with Liv Morgan out.
Wait, is Evolution strictly NXT?
No, it's women, all women in WWE.
So like strictly like the NXT women's roster.
No,
no,
because we're going to have Nikki Bella versus Liv Morgan, and then Liv got hurt.
Yep.
So it'll include everybody.
No, it just feels like they were focusing on all the NXT women this week.
Well, that was only to get them. Only one of them is going to fight for the championship at Evolution. Yeah.
Right. They'll fight JC for the title. Yeah. Yep. It's weird for me to say. I can't believe JC Jane is NXT Women's Champion.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Crazy.
Anyway.
All right. So is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's it for the show, but make sure you tune in after the show because we got the 5-second shuffle championship, which Rick is...
You can't say it without laughing.
I mean... because I know he's going to say something about it.
Yes, yes.
There you go.
The 5-second shuffle game where Rick Serrano III will retain the championship. So, spoiler alert, Rick Serrano's winning this back-to-back weeks.
Well, he's going to have to defend it right now. If you're new to that, basically what I do is I just pick a random song off my playlist. I hit the shuffle button, and these guys got to guess who it is. And the first 1 to 10 wins. It's just how we ride off into the sunset until next week. Well, we will review Night of Champions. There's also the forbidden songs. If any of these forbidden songs pops up, they get a minus deduction from their score. These forbidden songs are Taz, Chris Benoit, Reba Giggle, Hook, Last Legend, and Julian Hall. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the $50 man,
Clay Cummings,
and the Dean.
Hello, Noah.
And the third wheel.
And the 5-second shuffle champion and Vince Russo's best friend, Rick Serrano III.
And the Scorpion King. All right, love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
See ya, bro.
All right, Rick, you got champion's advantage. You can either play along or pass it off to me how I have it on my screen.
Wait, Tony, what'd you say? I have what?
Champion's advantage.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you the first time you said that. I am definitely not passing it up because this is how it goes for me. If I pass it up, I end up losing. So I'm going to take it, and if I get the forbidden song, I'm going to be so mad. Please don't. So I'm taking it. Let's go.
You take it? All right,
Yep.
You're going first. Here you go.
We're going to go with Evolution.
I'm also going to go Evolution. Clay.
Evolution.
Chris.
Evolution.
Elio.
Evolution.
It is Evolution.
And we just talked about the Evolution pay-per-view. Just saying.
That's what I was thinking. Man, how ironic.
Everybody gets a point on that. It goes to me. Here I go. I'm going Dude Love. Clay.
Dude Love.
Chris.
Dude Love.
Elio.
Dude Love.
Rick.
Dude Love.
It is Dude Love. So everybody gets a point on that. It goes to Clay. Clay, here you go. Oh.
Why?
Wow.
She saw right through your words, Clay. She She knew you were racist here.
Why the fuck?
And Clay was literally like, I'm not saying anything bad because I don't want to pop up in the forbidden song.
I'm for laughs. Like, goddamn. The hell did I do? I'm literally the one like saying, hey, she deserves to get out of the 5-second shuffle forbidden song game. But no,
she saw right through that.
She saw right through it, Clay.
Bullshit. Whatever. Give me a beer. Yeah. That's not right.
All right, it goes to Chris. It goes to Chris. Chris, here's your first one.
Alpha Academy.
Elio.
American Made.
Rick.
American Made.
I'm also going American Made. Clay.
Yep.
American Made.
Damn it.
We're all wrong. It's Nikki ASH.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Wowzers.
Holy shit.
All right, goes to Elio. Elio, here's your first one.
Tamina.
Rick.
Tamina.
I'm also going Tamina. Clay.
Tamina.
Chris.
No, this is ones that I would have probably gotten wrong in the very beginning when I barely started on the show, but Tamina.
It is Tamina. Kind of said her name in the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Tamina.
All right, so everybody's got 3 except for Clay. Clay's got 2. It's off to Rick. Rick, here you go. Oh, not good.
Mm-mm. Damn.
That's Tad. Damn.
Clear.
I've been here before.
It's true. That's true. It's off to me. That so far, that's 2 forbidden songs. Mm-hmm. Lately, we've been really good with forbidden songs not popping up. Hopefully, it don't come up to me. So here I go.
Glitter, glitz, sparkle, bliss.
I'm going Alexa Bliss. Clay.
Alexa Bliss.
Chris.
Alexa Bliss.
Elio.
Alexa Bliss.
Rick.
Alexa Bliss.
It is Alexa Bliss. That's my line. So everybody gets a point on that. Everybody's got not everybody. I got 4. Clay's got 3. Rick's got 3. Elio's got 4. Chris has got 4. It's on to Clay.
Yes.
Clay, here you go. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
I knew it.
Whatever.
Holy shit. Clay's just like not a good day.
No. He's.
All right, that's.
I'm sorry, but I'm laughing because you just let that run longer than usual.
Of course.
Well, yeah, that's my second forbidden song. I haven't even had a chance to pick a goddamn song.
No.
Every time I comes up, the last 2 of them, forbidden song. Yeah, go ahead. My Pacers lose the finals. We lose our
I wasn't going to mention it.
And then
we wasn't going to say anything.
No,
but...
then we lose it for next fucking year. Now I can't even get a fucking song on the forbidden fucking game. What the fuck ever.
Reggie Miller and Tyrese Halliburton was looking at that championship with a sad face.
Hey, Clay.
Clay just delivered his own pipe bomb.
How do you really feel? Clay, how do you really feel?
1 game away, God damn it. Let's talk about wrestling now.
All right, that brings Clay back down to 2.
Yeah.
He's got a hill to climb. It goes to Chris. Chris, here you go.
Shoot. Trying to freaking think about it right now. Oh, God. I'm just going to put it out there because I can't figure it. Natalia. I know it's wrong.
Elio.
Carmelo Hayes.
Rick.
We've had this recently.
I just couldn't. I couldn't remember it.
I'm gonna go Carmelo Hayes as well.
Yeah, because I have no idea. Carmelo Hayes. Clay.
Nikki ASH. Why not?
I'm gonna be surprised if it is.
It's not.
I wouldn't have played it if it was Nikki ASH.
She's on different music.
It's true.
Though.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
she has.
Yeah. All right. It's Private Party.
See, there's no way we would have gotten that.
Yeah.
No way.
Party. All right, nobody gets a point on that. It goes to Elio. Elio, here you go.
Beth Phoenix.
Rick.
I don't know why Elio does that, but it pisses me off when he looks out over yonder and he's like,
he does.
I don't know who this is, and then he says it. Beth Phoenix.
My good friend Beth Phoenix. Clay.
The Glamazon, Beth Phoenix.
Chris.
Beth Phoenix.
It is Beth Phoenix.
But you actually do that, Elio. You'll look up.
He's
and then
thinking.
you'll give the answer.
He's thinking hard. He's got to let that marinate.
That's a strategy.
It would be perfect if he goes like. He does the thinker.
Nobody can see you, Chris.
They can.
All right, the updated scorecard is I got 5, Clay's got 3, Rick's got 4, Elio's got 5, Chris has got 5. It's on to Rick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rick, here you go.
I'm gonna go Black Machismo Jay Lethal.
I'm also gonna go Jay Lethal. Clay.
Jay Lethal.
Chris.
Jay Lethal.
Elio.
Jay Lethal.
It's Stomp and Circumstance.
Yeah.
Who?
Stomp and
Circumstance. Jay Lethal.
But
is it?
His name is nowhere near that. So do we all get a point or do we not get a point?
I don't think
Is
so.
the song Stomp and Circumstance or is
the song is called Stomp and Circumstance.
Yeah, so from Pop and Circumstance.
So do we all get a point? I mean, we got to vote on it.
Let me look it up. Yeah.
Because it is Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead. Point. I need all the points I can get right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his AEW theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
All right, we'll all get a point on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so it's on. Who's it on?
Whoever goes after me. You. Yep.
Me. It's on to me. Here I go. Okay. There's a dilemma here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what I do.
What the hell?
Oh, fuck. I'm going to go. Shit. I'm going to go the primetime players. I think I'm wrong. Clay.
I'm going to go Darren Young.
Ooh.
Chris.
Actually, I'm going to agree with you, Tony. Primetime players.
Elio.
Anyway, primetime players.
Rick.
Hey, here's the thing. This is what champions do.
Hey, I'm already down 2, so
That's
it doesn't fucking matter.
But if I go with Clay, then I'm tied with these other guys. If I go along with them, I'm still down by 1. But if I don't, then I'll be down by 2. See, the thing is, I don't think it's Titus. I don't think it's Darren because I feel like Darren had his own thing. I'm going to go primetime players.
It is the primetime players.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Let's go.
Oh, well. That's going to be another Forbidden Song next, though, so it's okay.
No, save it for Elio.
Why not? Right. Throw me in the dirt. Go ahead.
The updated scorecard is I got 7, Clay's got 4, Rick's got 6, Elio's got 7, and Chris has got 7. Who's it on?
Me.
It's on to Clay. All right, Clay, here you go.
This is my brutality!
Man, I get to pick Rhea Ripley.
Chris.
That's my mommy, Rhea Ripley.
Elio.
It's Rhea Ripley.
Rick.
Rhea Ripley.
I'm also going Rhea Ripley. It is Rhea Ripley. I didn't even have to look.
I need some forbidden songs here. Come on, guys.
All right. Goes to Chris.
Yep.
All right, Chris, here you go.
Shit. Let's see. Oh God. Abyss.
Elio.
Ray Phoenix.
Rick.
Why did he say Ray Phoenix for that? That sounded like a Terminator thing. This is a chance for me to steal it, but I don't know it. I'm going to go Ray Phoenix.
All right, it's on to me. I'm going Powerhouse Hobbs. That's only fitting for him. Oh,
yeah.
God damn it.
Uh-oh,
Clay.
you just thought about it.
Yes, I did.
Ray Phoenix.
Wait. Chris, you win, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's Brian Cage.
Ooh.
Oh, we all got it wrong.
Brian Cage.
I knew it. Honestly, my first who I was gonna pick was Wardlow. So I knew it was somebody big, but the fact that he said Ray Phoenix like that, I was like, wait, why?
That's who I was thinking of right after I said Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yep.
I was thinking of Wardlow, and I was like, fuck, I fucked up. All right, so nobody gets a point on that. It goes to who's it go to?
Elio,
yeah.
Yes,
Elio.
Goes to Elio. All right, Elio, here you go.
Hook.
Well, sorry, we just had that one.
Primetime players.
Get him, Hook. Get him, Hook.
All right, Elio, here you go.
I have voices in my head.
See, this could be one of two.
Oh, come on.
Damn it, Elio. Don't
do
that. Huh?
I'm gonna go arcade, bro.
Rick.
Listen.
Oh.
I think I heard it. I saw Clay's face. RK Bro.
Son of a bitch. Y'all just made it difficult for me.
I could be fucking around. You
But I got to maintain with Elio.
Yep.
He's my competition right now, and Chris. So I'm gonna go RK Bro also. Clay.
RK Bro.
I'm like shaking my fucking leg like a motherfucker. Chris.
Fuck. There's two of them.
Yeah.
God, man, my head's reeling right now. Fuck. I'm gonna go with the group RK Bro.
It is RK Bro.
That last like millisecond, it went and then it stopped. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So the updated scorecard is I got 9, Clay's got 6, Rick's got 8, Elio's got 9, Chris has got 9. It's on to who's it on?
Rick.
It's on to Rick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rick, here you go.
We won't smoke.
All right. I'm going to go Street Profits.
I'm also going to go Street Profits. Clay.
Street Profits.
Chris.
Street Profits.
Elio.
Street Profits.
It is not.
It is the Street Profits.
Damn it.
So we are going into overtime between myself, Elio, and Chris.
Oh my God. Where are you, Rick?
With me.
Rick is with Clay. All right.
Clay and my best friend, Vince
Hold
Russo.
on. Wait.
I ain't with Vince Russo.
This is my first time at this level.
It is.
Bruh, the whole freaking year and last year.
And last year, yeah.
I'm honored to be finally at this point.
All right, being that I got the most wins between all three, I have champion's advantage. I can either go first or pass it off to Chris. I'm going to pass it off to Chris. It only takes one to win. We're going old school rules. So here you go, Chris. Here's your first one.
Hacksaw Jim Duggins.
No, it is not. It's Logan Paul.
Logan.
God, the guy I hate.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Goes to Elio. Elio, here you go.
Jushin Thunder Liger.
It is Jushin Liger. What you just said. Jushin.
So like you're going to sleep.
Goddamn Crown Royal. All right, so Elio's got one. It's off to me. I need to get this in order to stay into a second overtime with Elio. Here I go. I'm going Danhausen. It is Danhausen.
Yes, sir.
So that eliminates Chris. We go to a second overtime. It's between me and Elio. Elio, it's on to you. Here you go.
Liv Morgan.
It is Liv Morgan. It's on to me. I have to get this one in order to go to a third overtime with Elio. Here I go. Drew McIntyre.
Yes, sir.
It is Drew McIntyre.
Let me tell you something. That Liv Morgan song, I was like Alexa Bliss the whole time. So I'm glad I didn't get to the finals on this one. Because I would have been my whole chest, Alexa Bliss. No, it's Liv Morgan. Oh, God.
All right.
Yes.
We go to a fourth
Triple.
overtime. Third overtime?
Third.
Yeah.
Okay, third overtime with Elio. It's on to Elio. Elio, here you go. Oh, sorry, we got that one.
It's Danhausen.
Shut up!
Steenhausen.
All right, Elio.
Steenhausen.
Here you go.
Fuego del Sol.
No, it is not. It's Chris Statlander.
Ooh.
It's off to me. If I get this one, I will win. If not, we go to a fourth overtime. Here I go. Shit, I just got a fucking brain fart. God damn. Help me, people. Ken Shamrock. Fuck.
Thank you. What the hell?
It is Ken Shamrock.
Oh, my God.
Man, I gave myself an aneurysm.
Oh, my God. Sony, like, yo.
The look that Rick was giving right now was priceless.
Like, how do you not notice? He's, yo.
It's like, ah!
I hate this fucking game. I really do.
We'll tell you this. After winning the championship last week, it's like the pressure is off. Like, no stress. It's gone.
Oh, shut up, Jay.
I was one away from my title.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, he's got a shorter reign than Jey Uso.
Oh. Play the fucking song.
So you know what? Because I really don't want to end it with this song. Let's see what Elio would have gotten.
Yeah, if you would have missed it.
And Maurice.
Damn. Do we want to end it with that, Maurice?
No.
All right, let's see what I would have gotten. No clue.
Is that Naomi?
No.
I don't know idea.
Naomi. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Nah.
I'm lost.
So am I.
Yeah.
Elio, what do you think?
What do you guess? Last Judgment in Shakar Jackson.
Oh, that's a good one. Chris, what do you think?
Same.
Solo Sequoia.
What the?
What?
I don't ever remember him coming out to that.
That is
That's weird. Yeah. I'm not ending with that either.
No.
I can't do that.
Well, I win it. Either way. Vince Russo, where's my plug? Where's my plug? That's all I got to say is where's my plug? God damn it. All right. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you tune in next week where we will review Night of Champions. Make sure you stay tuned to us. Same pod time, same pod channel. See ya. I still don't remember him coming out to this.
Nope.
This is such a woman song.
Was it an NXT?
Could have been.